So let's run these numbers real quick. Eddie, let me take
Go.
these notes. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so we got for all right, Hillsboro, 14K, right?
Correct.
14K, 20K for Homewood.
Yep.
407. We're offering him what, 30?
30.
30K. Which right there is 64K. Is that going to be enough?
Is that? You want to see our numbers?
Huh?
You want to see what our
No, no,
numbers
no.
look like?
Yeah, we'll do our numbers in a second. I'm saying let's put for was it 349? 319? What's the street number? Or do you have
341.
341? 341, let's call it 10K, right? Because if we seller finance the dispo, we could potentially cover this out of that, right? So
Yeah.
we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So let's call it 10K. So right now we're at $74,000 to seller. I
Correct.
feel like he'll say yes to that. $64,000. I feel like he's going to want to ponder that a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm
No,
asking
I
what you
think I'm
like.
thinking 70,000 is going to be something that he's going to be excited about. And
Okay.
that's why my thought process was to be able to, present him the higher number versus presenting
No,
him
I
one of
agree.
the.
It definitely is. I just didn't know we were this close on the rest of these. So I agree. Um, I've always liked the portfolio approach on this thing. That being said, okay. So we offer him let's call it 74 for the sake of being thorough. Now let's talk about Hillsboro. How much do we make on Hillsboro? Potentially, based on conversations we've had. 20?
36,
36.
35, 35. Let's just say 35.
Let's call it 35. All right. Um, Homewood's the one that how much Homewood let's leave Homewood. Let's leave Homewood for now. But that could be six figures, but that's down the road.
Mm.
407. How much do we make on 407?
If 230 works, we'd make 83. So 80.
3. And then 341. We don't know what we would make on that.
No.
Rodolfo, do you have a ballpark based on that approach? There's a lot they have to work through. But let's just assume, knowing that interest rate, knowing all the stuff that has to get done, that there's a 200K spread between as is and ARV. There's only a 100K spread in the debt and ARV. 90 days from now, how much do you think we clear on a deal like this if we're just guessing?
Uh, hard to point, hard to put the finger on it, but I'm assuming it should be somewhere close to 70, give
Okay.
or take.
So let's say we get him and we close him. Let's say we anchor him at 65, 70. We close him at 74. Let's say we just close him at 74, which is the numbers we have in. I mean, that's what it is. Our potential profit as it stands is 70 plus 80. That's 150 plus 135. Or excuse me, plus 35. That's 185. Right. And then if we wait the 12 months, we'll get something now. And then in another 12 months, we essentially get 121. Right? That's not a horrible deal, right? This is almost Rodolfo Gomez numbers on a deal. It's 4 deals, but I mean, still. I think that's the approach. I think we finally have the strategy. We got 2 question marks in this. The thing I like about the Homewood deal, if we go the creative approach, is we get that 50 up front, and we can use that if we want to. We can use that to front the costs to seller. So we don't have to pay that, because anything they give the seller, we have to pay 150% on. So if they give us 10 grand, we got to pay back 15. Right? So, which is fine. I get that. They're giving us free money. So I respect that. But at least this way, we just saving more money on the back end. Because we got the money sitting there, we may as well use it for 90 days. So Homewood with the creative, which we could even negotiate with them on that a little bit too. I think if we said add another 10 or 15 on there so that we get an upfront assignment fee and you got a deal, I think they'd do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Huh?
I said I agree confidently with that if we came back to the buyers with that.
So Ricky, what's up, bro? So yeah, bro, I honestly think that we could get that, and we just build our own assignment fee into the front end. And then anything else after cost that remains from the 50K down, we can also keep. But we'll just have to figure out what the costs are for the year if we do the executory contract and take it down from him creative. If not, now we got to factor in private money on that deal, which I think would be doable. I mean, worst case scenario, Matt has a point. We could do a hard money loan on that. I would just rather not pay 50 grand on that deal. I think it's seeing profits for no reason when there's probably a private money lender who would be okay with. John McAllister. What's up,
Yes,
Pumpkin?
sir.
Question for you, man. Of the people that you know that are doing lending, are there people that would feel comfortable, especially because it's the end of the year, putting out 250, 300 grand for 12 months to make 25 grand on it? Or is that not enough money?
What's that interest back into?
About 8%, I would say. No, 6. That's about 6%, I would say. Interest only. Ballpark.
If you got that, I'll take it. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's just for a deal that we're trying to negotiate here. The buyer wants us to seller finance them for 12 months. We don't know if we feel comfortable doing a creative deal with the seller, so we'd rather clear him out so we own it. If we do, then we got to come up with 250, 300 grand to own it. But the buyer is putting 50 grand down. So we're pretty confident that we're secure they're going to perform, because why would they lose 50 grand for no reason? The only reason they're seller financing it is because this lands in Tahoe, and apparently nobody in Tahoe works during the winter because it's just too snowy up there. And so they want to start building. So it's a solid deal. Like, I think it's secure. We just need the holding cost for 12 months, and hard money is just going to be too expensive for this. 46 grand for hard money.
Yeah, that's expensive. Can't you get can you explain that scenario to the seller and say, listen, we'll give you a couple dollars in your pocket, and then, balloon it 6 months from now as far as starting payments?
We could. The problem is the seller is really weird. He's just a wishy-washy kind of dude. That's where we're a little bit apprehensive, because if the seller was just a normal guy, then we would do it all day long. And we could possibly do it where I could just do it as an executory contract. We can get him on board with the idea. The problem is he's the type of dude in 6 months that'll just flake and completely change his mind for no reason whatsoever, and then just not call us. But if we do an executory contract, we own the deal, so he can't say anything anyways. So that's an option. But I'm just thinking of, if that doesn't work, for the sake of simplicity, what's our cost? And if we're going to make money on this deal on the back end, and the buyer's already putting that money down, and we have to spend an extra 20 grand for private money, right? For money they're just going to have sitting there in a safe deal anyways. Like, why not just do that?
Right. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, if somebody's going to give you that money, is that what you're asking? Would somebody be comfortable to leave their money in for 12 months?
Yeah,
to make
that
money?
much.
Yeah.
250,
I don't see
300
why
grand
not.
to make 25 grand.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Okay. So there you go, Eddie. Yeah, and I think it's a solid deal, right? Like, our buyer is putting $50,000 down. He's not going to walk away from that money. And if he does, well, we got $50,000 net to re-wholesale that thing. So I think we're safe either way. Okay, we got options with that, bro. I think we anchor him at 70. See if he takes it. If not, we can go up to 74. 75 if we have to. I mean, the reality is we're making 150 grand. We can go up more if we need to, but I don't think we're going to need to with this guy. And because there's so much wonkiness, I think it makes sense for us to leave ourselves room just in case shit doesn't go our way.
Okay. Yeah. No, that sounds perfect. When it comes down to the negotiating, I just wanted to add another another little bullet to your chamber. One of the things that's really, really important to him is one of the houses that he's already lost. I feed that fire by just doing little things of their process for getting any forbearance information. They have to email their REO department, and that's all I've pretty much done for him. But if you have any information on that might be able to set him straight or give him some guidance on if he has any forbearance or any ability through lawsuit to try to get his property back or set him straight on that. That would
How long
be
ago did it go?
Is about a year ago.
Do they have redemption periods in California?
No.
So how the hell is he going to get anything back from that? He already lost the property. Did it auction?
No, the bank still owns it. The bank still owns it. And his biggest thing is just like he turned in the payment the day of, and the payment didn't process until the day after. So they foreclosed on the property.
We can see if the people doing a reverse flip because they own a servicing company can reach out to them and have that conversation. Is he trying to get money from that deal or get the house back?
He's trying to get the house back, but I already told him like his next best option is the surplus funds.
I don't think that's realistic. It's been a
Yeah, I don't think so either. I just want to just bring that up just because it is something that is like deep to his like heart. Like he brings it up every other time that we talk.
okay. Well, we can do that.
Yeah, so even just giving him, the opportunity to talk to the people doing the reverse flip or something like that, he would take that and jump up and down in his one shoe.
In his one shoe.
Yeah.
Hold on one second. Okay, so you think simply saying, I'm going to talk to my people to see if they can work anything out with you. We have people, they work with the servicing companies. They actually own a servicing company. I'm friends with somebody that owns a servicing company. If anybody can talk to the bank, they can and see if they can backdate and reverse it. Since the bank still owns it, I'm going to really, really go to work for you on that. You think that's going to be sufficient?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay. I like it. I like it. I like it. And we can definitely do that. And that actually may be possible. I don't know. 12 months is a long time, but it's still in the house. So Ricky, come through, bro. We about to do I got a big fun thing coming up, dog. We about to be it's closed deal season. People in my communities, one of my two communities, are going to be in here working deals with us, but I'm going to be streaming it live so anybody can collab and do all the things. I'll be announcing more. We already started it internally. I'm going to be doing external announcements coming soon. They'll be going out to my email list. I'll be posting it. It's going to be fun, bro. Okay. So I can definitely do that. Anything else? Any other thoughts?
Nope.
¿Estás seguro? Okay. When do you want to call him?
I call him now.
Okay. Do you want to call him and then call me once you get him?
Yeah.
Or do you want to call me first? I want you to do whatever makes you feel happy.
I'll call him first.
All right. Also, the Fed lowered interest rates again today. Quarter point.
That's what's up.
Let's go. Where Rodolfo at? Rodolfo, we coming for you, dog. You think you just gonna be the only one out here getting $260,000 deals, bro? Put some respect on her name.
Oh,
Let's see. Let's see.
I want to appreciate you from yesterday, calling my shit out.
Yeah. What happened?
That there's a disconnect. And what you said, it just reinforced how you do something is how you do everything. So what you described, I was looking for patterns and I uncovered exactly where all those same patterns are. So it's a deep rooted issue that's just manifesting through real estate the way I'm approaching it. So it's gonna take effort, but what you notice is a pattern.
I love that, man. So whatever that thing is, you know what it is and you know what you got to work on?
Don't know. I know what it is. I know I've identified the pattern of it. I don't know the exact way to solve it. It's a personal development journey, but it's there. It's obvious now. It's articulated. So going from there.
I like it, bro.
So I don't
if
know
it's-
the exact. I don't know the science to fix that shit though.
Well, I mean, we can help if you feel like sharing it. If it's personal, you obviously you don't have to, but
Just normal ADD shit.
yeah, there's lots of ways you can work on that stuff, bro. For
Nah, I think you
everything.
helped enough by calling it out. So I'll leave it at that. But I just want to thank you for calling it out, and me thinking about it, bring it to the front burner at minimal. So that's good.
Love it, bro. We're here. That's what we're here for, bro. Seriously. And I appreciate you. He didn't answer, Eddie?
No,
Okay. Did you triple dial him?
I double dialed him.
Okay. We'll call him again here in a little bit.
Yeah.
So right now, technically, as it sits with the things, 35, so that's 150, 185, plus that's 285. That's a $305,000 deal. Get on our level, Rodolfo. Step it up, bro. $260,000 deals. Say elementary school, bro. 300,000 or more. That's it.
oh. That's cute. Took two of you to get it done.
So technically, that's only 150 a piece. So Rodolfo said he's still winning.
Oh, what a douchey thing to say from my part, huh?
Now that's a win. In fairness, we're not even making the whole thing. Like 120 of that is going to take 12 months, and we don't even have it under contract yet. So you're still technically kicking our butts because you're way
Just
ahead. I'm
kidding.
running my mouth is really what I'm doing. He said, "That's
Hey,
cute."
let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go.
I get it. We're gonna have to change from Closers Collective to $1 Million Closers. We're gonna have to just change
Oh,
the
that
name. of the company.
you know that thing, bro, is done, man. I kid you not. I believe that thing. So like I'm in TTP, and there is a VO in that in the mentorship. Bro, there is one of them closed a 170K deal. Then, like a couple of weeks after, another one closed a 120K deal in there. And I was like, damn, man, that must be nice. And then all of a sudden, I caught mine. So, bro, nothing is impossible, bro. It's just
No, a
you
lot
can
of it's
put the work in,
environment,
man.
right? It's environment too, right? You got to be around people. If you're by yourself and you're having a hard time even getting a contract signed, it's really difficult for your brain to give yourself permission to expect something like $150,000, $200,000 deal, right?
100%, bro. I saw it like the biggest assignment fee that I've seen up until that point was on a 100K deal, and that was with the guy that I started wholesaling. And I was like, man, that is like the pinnacle. And then I saw a guy from the VO and TTP, he closed at 170. I'm like, Jesus. And then the other one closed. I'm like, whoa, wait, this is freaking A. These people are, and they're doing it in like, like markets that are not as hot as where I am. And I'm like, man, it's gotta be possible. So,
and that's why I really want to run these challenges, right? That's why I really want to do what I'm doing for the rest of this year, because I want to create that environment for all of us. So that way we're all here, you getting $250,000, $260,000 deals, me and Eddie working a $305,000 deal. Like, I want all of us to be around this energy. So our brain starts changing what we view as realistic. And
100%.
what you get what you expect, right? And so I just want to raise that expectation, right? By the end of this, everybody's going to be eating mangoes with hot sauce, raw dogging it with a hand. I swear to God, Jack does not own a plate at all. Just always manhandling food. But no, that's really what it is. That's why I'm excited about this challenge and what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year, because it's work. We all going to be getting in here doing the work. I want everybody walking away with these types of deals. So I'm excited. I appreciate you helping to set the momentum, Rodolfo. Genuinely, man, it's gonna be fun.
Oh man, I'm humbled by that, bro. Because honestly, you know, I just, I don't know. It's something that I've always said that it's, it's, I'm not, I still have a long way to go. Where I want to be, but one thing I do know is that I hate to be out hustled. Whether it is, and when I was in sports, when I was competing and stuff, like I just hate being a hustle. So I just don't leave room for excuses. So I put in the work. So, yeah, man, it's just putting in the work and the results will come.
That's exactly it, man. And you know what I mean? Like you said it yourself. You got here, you got into a different environment, you changed the perspective, it leveled up what you thought was possible, what you gave yourself permission to get. Now you close to 500,000, right? And now, to be honest with you, the way this deal worked out today may be a blessing in disguise. It may turn into a much, much better deal for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro, it's crazy, man. Like I'm telling you, man, like I don't know. I'm a prayer, man. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm the first thing I do once I stand up from my bed is I get on my knees and I pray. And I've been nervous the last 2 days. I started noticing that these guys were like flaky, and I'm like, God, man, like help me to close this deal, or do as you will. And bro, I mean, closing on this deal and slapping on the MLS, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit more, like a month or so, but it should yield far better results. Far better results.
Yep.
So, man, it's been like that all the time, bro. Like ever since, I'm a spiritual guy, and like there was a point out that, man, I need to get more close to God, and the only time that I found for myself to be like in that intimate moment was like really early in the morning, because I'm at the gym at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I'm like, let me start waking up at 4, get my prayer in, bro, and it's prayers are answered every day. So I take that as a blessing in disguise, bro. Because honestly, if these people don't, I just take it as they didn't perform. They haven't called me. So I've not heard from them today, and we were supposed to close today. So that's a done deal, bro. That's a done deal. I'm just gonna move forward and do what I need to do. But yeah, like you said, bro, this might be a blessing in disguise.
Yep.
A little bit of a headache, but might yield some better benefits.
That's exactly, and usually that's how that works, right? Most of us try to avoid the headaches or the resistance, not realizing that strength comes from resistance. Not you avoiding your blessing by trying to avoid the hard parts a lot of times. Doesn't always feel like that, but yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool, bro. And honestly, here's the thing: people are making 7 figures every year in this business every single day. Why can't we just create a community of people doing it? Let's just do that. Let's work together and do it.
You know what this also I feel like it's doing, man? It's increasing my tolerance, because like this property, the big deal that I'm doing, like this is the first time that I take down a property, and I was nervous. Now I feel like I can do it more often, so now I feel more comfortable doing it with this property. So it's kind of like increasing my tolerance little by little. But although you know it's although I'm a little although I'm a little bit you know new to this, like I just feel that I'm growing. As uncomfortable, but I'm growing, and it's cool to see, man. Because like yesterday, I was analyzing another reverse flip for a guy from TTP. It was 10:30 at night, and I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the dread of like, oh my God, it's 10:30. Like I enjoyed doing this. So I feel like I'm growing every day as an investor, as an entrepreneur. So it's very cool, man. It's awesome.
No, I agree, man. Well, we were what, here 6 hours yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good, man. It's time to do really, really dope stuff. So I'm excited. I appreciate you, bro. We're gonna close a lot of deals
Oh
together
yeah.
this year.
Let's go.
Let's go. Idan, what you got, Pumpkin?
First of all, I'm raising my hand for those people who can raise their hands. Gianmarco.
You're raising your hand for people who can't write. Just walk me through. Explain this to me, bro.
Oh, he like I think he didn't update his Zoom and he asked me to raise my hand for him. And after he's being answered, I also have something. So
Why are you always
Please.
bringing drama, Gianmarco? Like, why, bro? Have you ever seen that thing like you're the drama? You're the drama. Like he's gonna respond he's gonna respond on mute.
No, I thought I was gonna be after him, honestly. But I said, can you raise the hand for me too? Because I
Look.
can't.
Just buongiorno. Let's go.
Cool. So I got 21, a guy that has a portfolio of 21 properties in Chicago. I mentioned a couple times last week. He just sent me the address. I wanted to check if we can make a bulk deal for him because that's what he's asking for.
Wait, say that last part again.
He wants us to buy it in bulk, like multiple properties together or the whole portfolio. And I wanted to check, you know, if it's worth it, if it's not worth it, if it makes sense, and call him back.
Do you have the details on the portfolio?
I have the addresses. I have all the
You have
addresses.
all of the addresses. Did he give you anything other than addresses? Did he give you any other deets? What they're cash flowing, what they're currently being used for? Did he give you all that stuff?
He mentioned that 70% is rented and that he's just trying to sell them because he hold it for a couple of years. Nobody needs to be evicted, and they're all pretty much cash flowing, the ones that are rented. And one is commercial, just 1 out of 21.
Does he like if we could get a listing of his rent rolls and all that, that would be helpful.
The guy took me 3 weeks to get this information. Like I had to push him pretty much. I would love to see if it even makes sense before coming back, but you tell me.
Yeah, but all we have is addresses. Do we have what he wants for the properties?
He's open.
So we don't even know what he wants. You're letting him stay in the driver's seat, bro. We're gonna work on this. A lot of what I've noticed about you, bro, is a lot of the issues that you come up against with people that make you feel uncomfortable, that make you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, you create because of your own apprehensions that you bring to the conversation. You got a guy with trying to sell a 21 property portfolio. The bare minimum he needs to provide is his rent rolls. The bare minimum needs to be a spreadsheet of what his properties are, how long he's owned them, what his exits on all of them are, how he's making money, what his, right? All of that stuff is the basics to request because we need to understand that if we understand the investment, right? Also having a ballpark of what he wants is a fair ask as well. I can understand if that's a little bit harder to get, but even still, you know what I mean? So this is not a seller issue. This is a sales issue. Does that make sense, bro?
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, we're fine. We can definitely follow up with this guy. All you have is address. That's it. Addresses for the 21 properties.
Yes. Yes. Right
Okay.
now.
Let's call him. Shoot me a message on WhatsApp with his number. I'm gonna call him.
All right.
Eddie had a reverse mortgage need. Who was it that had 3 people? Was it Peter that said he had 3 people that need something? I think it was Peter. It's snowing again. So excited.
It's snowing
Yep.
there
Yep.
in New Mexico?
Yep.
Well, it hasn't even snowed in Michigan yet. That's weird.
You want me to share the addresses as well?
No. I'm gonna call the guy. I just sent a video. That was this morning.
Wow. Yeah, we still have leaves on our trees and it's just now finally dropped down into like the 50s. So,
Yeah, I love it. It usually doesn't snow this much on this side of town. In the mountains, it will, which is like 45 minutes away, 40 minutes away. Here it'll do it, but it won't go that crazy. But I love it when it does. Usually it melts by the afternoon, which has started to melt, but it's now snowing again. So I'm here for it all day long.
you guys don't get it very much, often, do you?
Not
Snow?
very much. In the mountains, it snows regularly in the winter, but here, no. Like, because I'm like 30 minutes away from the mountains. And I guess it's just so what it normally does is when it snows here, it snows, but it doesn't stick.
Oh. Hey, when did John sneak in here?
Been here.
Oh, oops.
I had a whole conversation with him.
I've been busy. Sorry.
Busy little bee.
About Skip Matrix. I saw his comment about that. I'm trying to find a good skip trace. And everybody always has their opinions, right? So I'm trying to just like it sounds like Skip Genie, but it's pricey is a good one.
Yeah, Mustafa.
Who's this?
Hey, this is Daniel. You've been speaking to one of my partners, Jim Marco, about your portfolio.
Yes.
Okay, we were chatting about it this morning in a meeting. Trying to go over the numbers to see if we could put together an offer on this thing. I was wondering if you have any rent rolls on this.
I really do, and I'm a little busy right now. We can talk about this. I'm going to a meeting right now.
Okay.
Maybe we can talk. Say that again.
No, go ahead.
I need to get the details from the management.
Is it easier? Like, I have no problem if you want to text me some contact information. I can wait until you get out of your meeting, or I can just reach out to them, ask them for the rent rolls. I just want to understand the exits that you're currently running, see if it's going to make sense for us. Just, you understand, right? So I just want to make sure I have that so we can run the numbers today if it makes sense.
Right. So yeah, let me finish this meeting. I'll have to reach out. I'll have to go through to talk to the accountant and see what's going on in there.
Okay.
And then we can talk, but I can tell you what's leased and what we generate out of that as well. But I have to run to this meeting and then we can talk.
No, that's fine. That's perfect. And then, yeah, let's do a follow-up. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, what you think we should do with it. You own them, right? So I'd be interested in your perspective as well.
Yes, of course.
Perfect. Well, talk then. Enjoy your meeting, bro.
Okay, bye.
Thanks. All right, Jamarco, does it make sense, bro?
I'm loving it. It's just every time I call him, I'm like, yeah. Next time I'll do it. Yeah, tomorrow, tonight. Let me speak with. Okay, and weeks pass by, right? So at one point today, I pushed him a little bit, and so I got it.
Yeah, you set the cadence, you set the control, right? And if you make it sound like you're bothering him, he's going to treat you like you're bothering him, right? Busy people are going to be busy. You just have to demonstrate that you're also busy and that you're not wasting his time. You're a value add to his time. And your time is also valuable, and he needs to respect that. So a lot of that is just tone. You are a very respectful guy, and I'm air quoting the words respectful because respectful doesn't always present that way. Unfortunately, in business, your attempt to present respectful actually presents weak.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's why today I had a different tone, but I agree.
Perfect. So yeah, we're good, man. I think this guy will call us back today. If he doesn't, we'll follow back up with him. I think we'll get the rent rolls. I think I'll get a feel for it. In a conversation like this, let me ask you a question. I'm gonna tell you, but I want to know what your perspective is. What do you think when he calls me back in a 15-minute, 20-minute conversation? What is my goal in that conversation? What am I looking to find out?
Well, motivation is what I've been focusing on. So I believe that should be it, right? Knowing, understanding why you're trying to sell it. And then if they cash flow, if these are actually good deals, if he wants to get rid of them because they're heavy for him, or is just, as he told me, trying to move on and buy somewhere else.
Okay. Those are all good things, right? So I want to understand motivation for sure. I also want to, here's the thing. One problem with the real estate industry is we've gotten really, really saturated with these catchphrases like 4 pillars, motivation, timeline. Those things are important, but they're not catchphrases, and we treat them like catchphrases. We don't treat them like what they're supposed to be. So when I say motivation, I'm not just saying, well, what has you interested in selling? That's important. Nothing against that. But I want to listen to not only what he tells me, but what he's not telling me. Especially with a guy that you're selling 21 properties. By definition, you're probably a business guy, which means that by definition, you probably have decent negotiation skills. The guy's Middle Eastern, very obviously. So culturally, he's already a negotiator. He's also a successful business person. So he's going to add to his negotiation skills. This guy's not going to be a guy that's going to easily just lay down and give me information. I told you that lady that I think she was maybe Trinidadian, Guyanese, Indian lady, the elderly lady. That woman was a negotiating animal, and she was like 80 years old. You know what I mean? So you got to understand there's business negotiation skills that are earned, that are learned. There's natural negotiation skills, and there's also cultural negotiation skills. If you grow up your entire life being trained to negotiate, well, when you got all those things, I already know this dude ain't gonna tell me everything. So when I'm listening to him talk, I'm not just listening to what he's saying, I'm listening also to what he's not saying. And a lot of times, especially with people like this, what they don't say is more important than what they are saying. You have to be skilled enough to listen for those things and to ask the right questions to get that information. So what's my expectation? My expectation is when I call this guy, he's going to hold back. And I'm going to listen for signs of him holding back, and I'm going to know where to probe. And I'm also going to know what to leave alone, so that way I got this guy. I know what he was not saying to me. That is a card in my pocket I'm going to play later. This is how negotiation works. So I'm glad that we got a guy like this, because it'll be a good demonstration for it. But I agree. I just want to emphasize, when we say, what's your motivation? That's what I'm listening for, not just what he tells me.
Okay.
Okay, so that's number one. I also want to understand what his current exits are. Is he traditionally renting these? Is he Section 8ing these things? How are these properties being rented? How are they being managed? He said property manager. Is that an internal team? Is that a third-party team? Can we take over that property management? What are their fees? These are information that I want to understand, because if we try to resell this as a portfolio, that's helpful information. If we're trying to piece it out, well, now we got to run individual numbers as well as portfolio numbers. It's going to be a little bit of work, but this is why when you're saying you didn't even get rent rolls from him, bro, we can't do our job without rent rolls. So that's why when I asked for the rent roll, he's like, yeah, I'm going to have to reach out to them for it. He didn't flinch. This is a entry-level conversation for a guy with 21 properties he's trying to sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
So this is good. I think you got a good one on the hook here, bro. Now, if he's crazy unrealistic with his numbers, then it's just going to be like anybody else. But we don't know that yet.
Like a month ago, it was 41. So he sold 20. He said he has 20 under contract. That's what he told me this morning.
Currently, he has 20 under contract or sold?
Under contract is what I heard this morning. And I pushed him a little bit. So, but it was, I called him for another property. He has that one under contract too. So I'm not sure if he's telling me all the truth or what's going on there.
Yeah, this is where I am excited about portfolio deals. This is why I like portfolio deals strictly for negotiation purposes. Portfolio deals from a negotiation standpoint, in my opinion, are oftentimes easier to negotiate, because we're dealing with Eddie's guy, $14,000, $10,000, hard to swallow. $74,000 sounds so much bigger, right? So it gives you the ability to just challenge perspective, which it creates its own pattern interrupt when it comes to resistance for offers. So I love this. This is why I love these things. So dude, this will be good, because we might be, if the numbers make sense and there's equity or all whatever the situation needs to be, we'll find out. But I'm excited. It'll be good.
Awesome. Appreciate that. I do have another one, but I want to let Idan go first, and then maybe later on.
Go ahead, bro. Finish up.
No, this one is long. Like I spoke to him this morning. It's long. I'd rather have you do your thing, and then we jump on that one.
Bro, Jamarco, stop it.
For politeness, man. I insist.
No, Jamarco, stop it. This is not polite. This is counterproductive. I respect you, but stop it.
All right. So Fine. So that's the one that I was talking about this morning, is on Canoga Park. The guy seems to be, he has equity, but he's really struggling. He has to get rid of this property. I didn't understand if he has a hard money loan or if he has a cash out refinance, but it's more than half what the property is worth. And he needs to get rid of it because the payments are too high. They send you a brief message, was 2 minutes, and a long, long message on it. So trying to see if this could work maybe as a reverse flip, or if it just has to be a cash deal. Because with an 11% hard money loan, I'm assuming no way you can do a sub 2 in any way, right? Okay.
But anyway, but yeah, so day 4 go live, you know.
Sorry, John McAllister is live. Here, guys, let's all do this. Let's all do this. Let's all go on John's live. Let's all go on John's live. We got to go on John's live. Everybody, hold on. Everybody's got to go on John's live. I'm sending it in the chat.
I'm waiting for everybody to come on. I got caught.
Hold on. Everybody go on John's live. Hold on. Copy. All right, let's go over there, guys. Let's go over there real quick. Let's go support John's live.
Wait for them, but yeah. Here comes Kate. What's up, Kate? Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Yo, why you mess with me like that, man?
Let's go. Live was popping, dog.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. Wait, so you have 50K views on your stuff?
Yeah, so I used Opus Pro, which basically, this is credited to you too, DQ, because you told me to get a GoCam. I'm driving around, so I took all that content and I put it on Opus, and I just sat there in the beginning of August and I scheduled the entire month out and I just left it alone. And what happened was it was just dropping it and dropping it. Did we lose DQ?
No, I'm right here.
Oh, you flipped off my screen. But yeah, and between that and a couple other things, 50,000 people interacted with my IG Instagram. So I was like, whoa, like that was sick. And then my YouTube
crazy.
got like 65,000.
That's awesome, dude. So from Opus, is Opus just like a filming platform, or what is that? I think I've heard of it.
So it's an AI software. You literally put your clip in. It might be a 20-minute clip, 5-minute, and then it chops it up and it puts the captions in it for you. So you don't got to do nothing. And then you just schedule it out. And then it grades it too. It'll give it like a hook. It'll give it trending, and it'll grade it between like A and F. So usually the ones at the top, they're the ones that I'll put on Instagram and on the social media. It was crazy when Jerry Norton did his 15-minute in the dip speech at community camp. I put that through Opus. I usually get a couple A's up top and then it falls down the grades. Jerry's was freaking like all A's. Like that dude just knows how to tell a story, and AI loved it. It was sick. Yeah.
That's huge, bro. That's awesome, man. And so you saw that 50K through like your Instagram like stats or whatever up at the top?
Yeah, where it's the analyticals where it says
Yeah.
you know, views in the last 30 days, it was up to 50K.
That's huge, dude. I freaking love that. Jamarco, do we use Opus for mine?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. We should look into it. Good stuff. Sorry, bro. Just wanted to show you some love. Guys on Instagram, if you're not following John, you should definitely be following John, because not only is he from the Northeast, which makes him super awesome, he's also got a stunning goatee. He does huge amounts of business. He does all the business. Nobody does business better than John. And yeah, he's like he's a lender, he's a borrower, he's a business builder, and he does a lot of deals. So if you're not following him, you make bad life choices. That's just how I feel about it. That's just.
And I'm a rainmaker. I got a lot of leads. Me and Randy got a lot of leads.
I like it.
We need some more closers.
Let's go. Imagine if they join one of the communities and then they just started closing your deals for you. That'd be crazy, right? What a crazy idea. Imagine not having leads, joining a community, and then getting unlimited leads and making unlimited amounts of deals and money. That's crazy. It's a crazy concept. You're going for 11, 12. I'm just calling it 12. I'm calling it what it is. You're going for 12 deals between now and the end of the year with all the stuff that you're doing.
We have like 6 in escrow right now, but they're so, yeah. The one I learned this at community camp about copywriting, like, you know, hiring a copywriter, which basically the way to frame up emails. So mine in Indiana, it says like, you know, great flip opportunity in Austin, Indiana. So after I sat in that class, I put dead cats, dead rats, and a bag of money. And it was like, yes, the house has a dead cat in it. Yes, it has a funky smell. Yes, you would not want to have a lunch date in there, but are you the type of person to take a crap show and turn it into a bag of money? This deal's for you, you know? And I got like 50 clicks versus like 4.
That's huge. That's really good. Where are you posting those?
That was on Investor Lift.
Gotcha. No, that's huge, bro. That's really, really huge. You got to let us know. I'm trying to build the track. I don't know. Were you here earlier when I was talking about the CRM?
I missed that part.
So long story short, I'm thinking about building out a CRM for the community, like just building one out where Yvonne's upstairs looking at it right now. I'm looking to see if anybody knows a developer for it, but I want to build something out. I want to have a beta built for us, if possible, by Monday. So that way we have something that we can use. People in the main community will just get access to the beta. And then we'll try to like amp it up so it can do all of the features and stuff like that. But long story short, I want to track all the deals that we're doing, because you have 6 in escrow, right? We're launching this big challenge between now and the end of the year. As of right now, just with the deals we just ran, not including Jim Marco's 21 property portfolio, not including the 6 you have in escrow, not including the one that Kate's trying to buy, we are already between the deals just today, that's 305 plus 260 plus 40. That's almost $700,000 in deals.
Jeez, that's fire.
Yeah, just like, so I really want to, because between now and the end of the year, bro, these are like real numbers. Right there, it's very realistic. We'll be well into the 7 figures just for people in this community participating in this challenge. I want to ramp that up, bro. Like, I really want everybody to hit these numbers and at scale. There's no reason everybody in here shouldn't be doing 6-figure months. Just my opinion. If you're doing the work, bro, you out here, you're crushing, you're working your butt off. No reason people shouldn't really be having consistent 6-figure months. And we're just a couple steps away. You've been around it. You've seen people have those big months. It's just a couple of steps away. And it's like what Rodolfo was saying earlier. He was in a group before seeing people get $150,000, $170,000 deals. He didn't see it. Comes over here. We start dealing with some of the mindset stuff, challenging yourself to feel comfortable asking for bigger numbers. Now he's about to have almost a $500,000 month, right? Like, Well, if everybody in here, like the deal me and Eddie are just talking about right now, that's $305,000, the one that I was talking about, right? But it's a portfolio, it's 4 deals. Bro, this is where like these numbers are possible. And I think sometimes you just need to be around people to give yourself permission to say, hey, wait, I can pursue this deal. Like, why the hell does that person over there qualify to make a 6-figure deal, but I don't? And most of the time, it's just up here. It's just belief systems. That's
100%.
all it is.
I sat with Dom and what's her name?
Angie?
Angie, yeah. And Dom, I was telling him about my memorandum that I got paid like $2,000 or something.
Nice.
He's like, you should have, got 10 grand. But what he said was, he's like, well, how much do you get on a wholesale fee? I'm like, I don't know, 10 grand, He's like, you have to like, and this is one of my big takeaways from last week was you need to anchor like 30 grand or 40 grand. That way, if you're going to negotiate, you're going to negotiate down to $28,000 versus $2,800. And I'm like, that's freaking fire right there. He's like, I used to do the same thing. And I'm like, geez, man. But it is. It's all in your mind.
That's it. And we got to challenge the mindset. And the cool thing is, it's one thing if I tell you guys all the time, right? Because I do constantly. And I think sometimes it's taken, sometimes it's not. But me telling you guys is only one thing. But if you're seeing other people do it, now it's like, all right, I got no excuse. Now, because not only has DQ been saying this for 6 months, but now everybody else in the community is picking up and doing this thing. Why not? Right. So if you got 6 deals in escrow, right, let's double, let's triple that. And then let's also increase your average assignment fee by 5 or 10 grand. Why not? Who says we can't?
Sounds good. Yeah.
I like it. I mean, you went from not doing any content to reaching 50,000 people. So, and like, it just shows you just got to do the things. So I'm excited. Good stuff.
Well, the next thing, DQ, is to have inbound leads coming and then also leverage. The big thing is right now is JVing with people and having people that have the power, have the, action taking, but they get stuck. So that's what I want to, because that's the 99%, versus the 1% who the 1% says, how do I scale my business? How do I go to the next level from doing 10 deals to 15 deals, But the people that are just haven't done a deal and they need help doing the first deal, that's the 99%. And the power in that is like sick.
Let me ask you this, bro. And I'm going to see if I can build out like an affiliate thing for it. It's just hard to build out. So I don't want to promise that because affiliate links mess up constantly. I've been involved as an affiliate with a bunch of things that I never get paid for. It's just a very difficult thing to build. It's actually kind of hard. I don't know why. I don't understand the coding behind it. But whether I get that figured out or not, obviously I have my main community. You've talked to people about the main community, but that's a bigger decision. But I'm getting ready to, like, I already have the $99 community and we're getting ready to launch this. The people in the $99 community are going to be able to be a part of this challenge for at least a couple of days a week. Part of the reason that I'm building that community is for exactly that, John. So we have a dedicated group of people who have access to at least some foundation of training so that the leads that they're sending over aren't shit, right? They're functional leads that they can actually become profitable deals from. So how realistic is it for the people that are on the fence? Do you think that maybe some of them would just be like, look, come in here, at least you'll get a foundation of training, right? I'm doing it so these people have people to JV with, people like you guys, right? So I'm going to be bringing those people regardless. But if you have people that you're considering JVing with, maybe there's some value in just saying, hey, join this $99 community. You'll get a bunch of training. You'll be able to do this. We're building it around being able to JV. And if I'm able to figure out and get somebody to help me build this CRM, I want to build it around JV. So it's automatically built in that people can send you JV leads through the CRM.
That'd be sick. Heck yeah.
So just something to think about, bro, because if you're really, really looking to do JV, that when I got into this business, that's all I did was JV. So I know it really, really well. I know the pros and cons. One of the hardest parts is filtering through all the BS leads. So one of my hopes, you're never going to be able to get rid of all BS leads because people just don't know. But my hope is if I get the people sending the leads better at having the conversations and knowing what is and is not a deal, then at least that reduces it.
Right. That makes sense.
So something to think about, man. It's growth season. Let's level up.
Let's go.
Okay. Jamarco, to wrap up, bro, because obviously I got distracted by your explanation to talk about John's live. Rightfully so. So you have a guy. Give me the quick synopsis again.
The guy's looking to sell. Has been trying multiple years. He's trying to sell at 1.190. He owes
1.190.
1.1 and 90. I told him
So
1.2. No, 1.190. That's what he wants.
okay.
I'm repeating him. Okay. So
Okay.
then he owes 630, and I don't know if he's he said it's a hard money loan partially and other stuff. He's 11% on this hard money loan.
How
He's
much is the hard money loan?
It's part of the 630. I wasn't able to extract that from him because it was very confusing in the way he talked. We spoke 26 minutes. I couldn't figure out. But he's paying between the hard money loan and the mortgage. He's paying $5,800 a month. So it's killing him. He cannot do it. He actually got very sick. He was 3 months at the hospital. His trustee tried to foreclose on him with a realtor or a broker. He doesn't trust
For his
anybody.
primary?
I think it's his primary, yes. And he's trying to sell the house and buy a smaller house for $350 on the outskirts of San Francisco. I don't remember.
With the cash from the sale, is my assumption.
The problem is that he owes $630. He wants $350. He wants some petty cash and a lot, and then and the property itself needs work. Needs flooring.
His numbers are wrong, and he knows that. That's why he's been trying to sell it for 2 years, and now he's just making the situation worse for himself.
Yeah, it's borderline. I don't know. It's the tone is sometimes it sounds a little desperate. Sometimes it was hard to figure out where is that mental state, the mental state, where is that, So, but anyways, those are the numbers pretty much. So I was trying to figure out. At the beginning, I pitched without a down payment, obviously a sub 2, but then I realized he has 11% on a hard money loan. So I said, that's not going to work, but I realized he just wants to get rid of it. He said he has another offer where a guy's just going to put $40,000 and a bunch of constructors just helping fixing the house so that they can sell it for 1.5, because apparently, according to his realtor, the house is going to be worth 1.5 if it's completed. But it's missing flooring here, a sink there, an island there.
Can you message me the address? Matt, are you still here? Mateo. Peggy, is this for your buyer in Port St. Lucie? Because I may have access to stuff in Port St. Lucie.
Oh, yes. It can be there around there, like West Palm Beach, Port Lucie, Jensen, Port Pierce.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Can be a condo, single family.
Okay. Al. Alon, leave me alone.
What up?
Do we have any deals in Port St. Lucie or anywhere good in Florida? Good cities in Florida that we're actively working?
You mean stuff under contract or leads?
Or close?
We have leads. I can't remember off the top of my head which ones are close and which aren't.
Can you send me the address for Blessing Lady?
Blessing Lady? Which one was that?
There's only one Blessing Lady, bro. If I have to explain it to you, you weren't paying attention.
Blessing?
Blessing Lady.
Oh, that was a creative. You were
yeah, it was potentially creative, but I want to send this to. Would your guy buy in Orlando, Peggy? No, he doesn't like Orlando.
No, he likes East Coast.
Okay, I got it. Where is? I found the recording. I don't.
Jack said he's buying in Orlando, though.
Who likes East Coast?
My guy.
Of Florida? Jamarco, you like East Coast of Florida? Why? West Coast of Florida is better, bro.
West Coast of Florida is better.
West Coast of Florida is better than the East Coast of Florida.
Bro, I live in Miami. What are you talking about? East Coast of Florida all the way. What are you talking about? Naples, bro?
Have you ever been to St. Pete? Have you ever been to Tampa?
Yeah. Sarasota, Naples. Bro,
All of those beaches are better than any East Coast beach, bro.
Miami all the way, bro. It's like don't even blink. I don't even blink.
You don't
Oh.
even blink.
Yeah.
I
why
got
y'all-
married in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm partial to the East Coast too.
And again, they have beautiful beaches, but the lifestyle, man. Come on, the lifestyle. What would
What
you
lifestyle, bro? You don't even go outside. What are you doing?
No, but trust me, the lifestyle here is nice.
Okay.
Trust me.
So if you need to go to clubs to make yourself happy in life and be fulfilled, then move to Miami is what I'm hearing. If you don't have any
Miami,
internal
not
fulfillment,
only clubs,
that's
man.
cool, bro. Look. If you
Just
need to go
develop-
and get drunk in order to be a happy human being, who am I to judge?
No, it's a well-developed city. Like compared to going to Naples, where there is once. I need to see life around me. There's nothing happening when you go to some.
Bro, you're from Tuscany.
Bro, Florence, it's happening. Okay, and it's not London.
What's happening?
You know, it's happening. Yeah. You know, you can't go to a town that there is one strip and that's it with a couple stores to do a walk 1 mile and go back home. I don't think.
Don't come to Albuquerque, bro. Don't go to Albuquerque, that's for sure. Orlando's pretty happening, bro. I would argue that Orlando probably has more life than Miami. Not nightlife, but regular other than that.
That's a city I don't know enough to compare.
Atlanta got a lot going on, bro. A lot.
Can't speak for Orlando. But East Coast, West Coast, I'm pretty confident East Coast.
Okay, so it doesn't make sense to send him these Orlando deals. Pegamus?
Yeah, no, he's not looking at all.
I know this
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense at all, but my conclusion is that your buyer is racist. I said what I said. Matt, that
Could be.
tracks, right?
He is a white guy. Could be.
He's a white guy, which means
Yeah.
by default, all white people are
Definitely
racist,
a racist. yeah.
according to 2024, which is weird.
I mean, he
Matt-
voted for Trump.
White in 2024. Imagine being white in 2024. Imagine being a white male in 2024. Why you think Matt never turns his camera on? It's very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Peggy gets a pass because she got a black husband and she's a woman.
And a polka dotted.
And you're polka dotted. Gingers for the win. Is that racist? I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Everything's racist.
Only if you start talking about we eat souls and shit like that, then it's
Do
racist.
you? Well, hold on. Do you or do you not?
I don't leave evidence.
You don't leave.
So,
Okay, then
yeah.
it's
Can't
like
be
Pixar.
proven.
It didn't happen.
Can't be proven.
Okay, I'm here for it. I respect it. Okay. So Jamarco, we know what we're doing with your guy. We're following up with him. Iran. Háblame, papito.
Hola. I have a seller that I fucked up with. He blocked me. So we talked about it earlier, Eddie and I and Dean and Al. And I wanted Eddie to do the call right now, but apparently he just did it and didn't unmute. So shame on you, Eddie.
Wait, Eddie did what and he didn't unmute?
He called the seller that I wanted us to call right now. The one that we talked about before the Zoom.
Yeah.
So he just talked to him, but he didn't want us to hear, so he didn't unmute.
Eddie, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? Like, why are we even here, dog?
I don't want to grow. No, I
You
did
don't
it on
wanna
accident,
grow?
but
That's fair.
I can call him back with an offer.
You could have just unmuted the whole conversation and maybe just made an offer.
I
on the
tried
phone.
to.
You
In my
tried to
defense,
unmute? Okay.
yes, my chat was open, so the space bar didn't work.
The space bar didn't work. That's right. It's an age-old problem, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. It's definitely the case. It's the computer's fault for sure.
Yeah.
I'm getting you a mouse for Christmas, Eddie.
You're gonna get him a mouse for Christmas? Oh, look at that. It's snowing here, so it's Christmas time. Swear, y'all, I need nobody to judge me if I got a Christmas tree up next week Zooms. Matter of fact, judge me if you want to. I don't care. You disrespecting yourself, not me.
I actually saw your story about the fact that like you're already considering now Christmas time, and I
It's
expect
Christmas. It's officially Christmas.
your studio, but where's the tree?
Yeah, I'm trying to do this big challenge where everybody in the community makes hundreds of thousands of dollars between now and the end of the year. So the Christmas tree is not up yet, but make no mistake, it priorities. I get it.
Priorities are messed up.
I'll work on it for you, Idan. Idan, do you agree or disagree that it's officially Christmas time because it's no longer Halloween?
It's Hanukkah time because it's no longer Halloween.
Well, that's a very Jewish response, Idan. I'm not qualified to have a response like that. When is Hanukkah? Educate me on Hanukkah so I know if I need to sell. Am I allowed to celebrate Hanukkah?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Anybody can do it?
Bro, you were invited to the cookout, yes.
I'm invited to the cookout, to the Jewish cookout. Okay, y'all got to fill me in because I'm happy to get a menorah and put it right here.
Bro, we light it up, we sing, and then we eat donuts.
What do you call them, donuts? Bro, what other food are you manhandling, Jack? What are you doing? Get a plate, Jack.
Is that a pizza?
I don't know. What are you eating? What is this?
So
Why are you polka dotting hot sauce on whatever that is? Bro,
it's a pizza from 2 years ago, bro.
It's another tostada from yesterday.
yeah, Jack, I need you to unmute and tell us what the hell you're eating, bro.
It's the
Every
same
5
thing he was
minutes.
eating yesterday. Hopefully,
No, the other one had lettuce and stuff.
no, it didn't. It was just avocado on
Yes. Thank
a
you.
chip.
Thank you, Kate.
Okay.
Sounds like somebody's jealous.
Wait, so this
It's
is the
something
same
that-
thing you were eating yesterday?
Yes, bro. I don't got much food. All right.
Did you or did you not have lettuce on your tostada yesterday?
No, bro. It was the guacamole.
Okay.
I
Why
have
are
a
you
13-year-old boy, and that's like what he before his braces would eat. So I recognize.
Jack, I need you to really, really take a minute and listen to the age reference that Kate threw out there. She's saying
Well,
you have
bro,
the
I'm
diet
either-
of a 13-year-old boy.
I'm either old or a 13-year-old boy.
No, when it comes to technology, you're 800 years old, right? Is there an app for this? Like, bro, of course there's an app for it, bro. Anyways, but when apparently you have the diet of a 13-year-old. Honest question. So you just, first and foremost, bro, do we need to start a GoFundMe to get you like basic plasticware? Because I've seen you eat about 1,000 times. I have never seen you with a cup or a plate. It's the silence for me. What is that? It's a spoon?
bro. I spread the guac on the tostada with it.
Wait, you're a spoon spreader?
Yeah, I'm not no knife spreader.
Bro, don't tell me you're a spoon spreader.
You're a knife spreader, dude.
I'm a knife spreader. That's what knives are for.
Okay, I
Nah,
don't think I
bro. Nah, you can't be a spoon. All right, bro. Hold on. I need comments in the chat on this.
I'm gonna start spreading with a fork.
I hate you. I can't stand you as a person. I need a 1 in the chat if you're a knife spreader, like a normal functional adult. 2 in the chat if you're a spoon spreader. Not a spoon spreader, bro.
Again, my 13-year-old will use a spoon if there's no clean knives available in the drawer.
Can't do it. Yvonne's a
Do you have
Yvonne's
I'm sorry.
knives?
What are we spreading with the spoon / knife?
anything, but like mayonnaise, peanut butter. Like I know Jack's the type of. I already know Jack the type of dude to have peanut butter with a spoon in it, chilling on the
I
counter.
will spread jam with a spoon.
That's pretty normal shit right there.
Jam with a
Thank you.
spoon, yeah.
Okay,
Not.
I'm
not
gonna be
peanut
honest
butter.
with you. Me and Yvonne got into a rough patch in our relationship because she's a spoon spreader too.
Dude,
You call-
you
I'm
get,
pretty
to,
honest
you,
with
get
a spoon.
you get a free spoonful after you're done spreading the
Nah, bro.
stuff.
Nah, that's not it.
Why would you use a spoon?
can't cut your
though,
tongue if
bro?
you're licking a
That's
spoon.
what knives are for.
Bro, because the back of the spoon is round, you get a nice texture.
Nah, you need a flat.
No, knife gives a
You know,
better
really
texture.
That's a lot of
Eggs?
waste.
Bro, you get
Like-
everything done with
So,
one spoon.
Like y'all making
That's it.
PBJs with like it all in the center. You gotta spread it to the edge, bro.
You need a
you get
flat
spoon for
surface
that?
to spread it properly. You can't spread it with a round surface.
Are y'all
May-
at
may
least
God
using
make-
multiple spoons? Like you're not using the same spoon for the peanut butter and the jelly, are you?
Nah,
Right,
same
with the
spoon. I always
napkin
wondered how
first.
to come around that
I
objection.
do peanut butter and honey.
Peanut butter, I could be
Peanut butter and
okay.
honey is okay.
Or
My
just
mom used
peanut
to
butter
make sandwiches
and
with
3
the
slices
same
of
spoon for
bread.
both.
I can't. I can't. Jack, this makes a lot of, and I guarantee you, Jack is eating from the spoon, put it back in, eating from the spoon, put it back in, spreading with
Why
it.
wouldn't I? I'm the only one that eats it.
I respect if you're the only one that eats it. I get that, but still,
even if I'm
bro,
not.
y'all spoon spreaders are a different breed, man. It doesn't even make sense to me.
All
You
right,
gotta
nice
start asking
spreader.
your sellers that. Maybe you gotta market to them a little different.
You are losing $10,000 on the deal if you spread your things with a spoon, because I can't respect you as an adult.
Sounds like a knife spreader thing to say. If I do say so.
He said that sounds like a knife spreader thing to say. I'm gonna say I respect the fact that the majority of this community spreads with knives. Because that makes me feel better. Sharon Lee, what's up, lady? How you doing? Sharon Lee, like, are you a spoon spreader or a knife spreader? I need to know because we're having a debate in here, and spoon spreaders scare me. I just need to know. Jack, Jesus, bro, we're starting to go fund me for you. We're gonna get you a bunch of knives and some paper plates. At least some paper plates, bro. You can rinse the paper plates off and reuse them if it's more frugal for you. I'm not above it. I'll reuse a paper plate. Judge me if you want to. Okay. All right. So Eddie, you called a seller off camera for no reason because we're a joke to you. Tell us how it went.
Whoa. That's a major insult. I love all of you guys, first of all. The call, it's just super transactional. Just this guy is red, doesn't want to hear any questions asked about anything that he's answered in the past.
To any other human being or just to you and Edom?
To any other human being.
Logical. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. His price isn't off, really. They're saying that 120 can work. He's wanting 120 for the property. I made it. Yeah, I told him if 115 would work. If we could get this done today and get this all done with, and he said no.
Say that last part again. I was reading something.
He just pretty much denied the 115. Said only 120 is going to work.
Okay, so you dealt with a really, really difficult seller all by yourself instead of bringing it to a place where you could get help. So now we're stuck at doing exactly what he wants us to do, or starting from scratch and making it even harder.
Yeah.
Solid decision. And all of this is because your space bar wasn't conveniently functional?
Yeah, so whenever I get on calls, when I'm muted, I just unmute by holding the space bar. Just unmutes, and I can just easily just keep the conversation going without having to go try to unmute.
So your struggle is the ability to have a conversation and use a mouse?
No, it's just typically what I do. It's just my habit of that's how I unmute on my calls whenever I'm on Zoom with everybody.
How much money, if able to negotiate properly, is on the line here?
$10,000.
So it was not worth $10,000 for you to touch your mouse?
Yeah, it is 100%.
No.
Now I will go through the process of going through the.
You know what? It's the growth for me, bro. It's
I got
the fact.
I got you.
I wasn't ready for this level of accountability. But I'm here for it and I appreciate you. Okay. All right. So I'm probably going. Did you record the call? You didn't record the call, did you? You recorded the call?
Yeah.
Look at you, pumpkin. All right, let's listen to it. Let's see what happened. And then maybe it sounds like I might have to just call dude back myself, like just raw.
Yeah.
Unfiltered. No association with you guys. This is gonna be good. Let's see if we can lock up a deal. All right. Are you going to share your screen to listen to this thing, or do I need to do it?
No, I'll share my audio.
I bet. I want to listen to it, see what happens.
Cool.
See if we can run this thing. All right. So it's just your YouTube? Who all is on it? Let me know who's all going to be on the podcast tonight. You got somebody in the YouTube. I'm trying to get a link for you guys in case you guys want to go support Wholesale Hotties. I know the obvious assumption for everybody here is if it's called Wholesale Hotties, I would be on the podcast. Surprisingly, I am not on the podcast, and it is still called Wholesale Hotties. But I want to get you guys a link so we can support their initial launch. I'm getting a link for y'all so we can do it. It's got 5 p.m. AZ, which is now 5 p.m. Mountain, correct? It's the same. Yes.
It is 2:53 here currently.
I like it. So I got an extra hour of sleep this weekend, and you didn't get a damn thing because you chose to live in Arizona. It's very unfair.
Arizona chose me.
Arizona chose. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. People may not always agree with this. But it's ladies only. That's why it's Wholesale Hotties without me. Got it. Okay. First of all, don't assume. Is all I'm saying. Second of all, Kate, I need to know. I don't know if I know the last two names. Is it Kate? I don't know the last two names. I definitely know the first two names, and those ladies are bosses. Okay. Yeah. We're gonna have to support. I'm gonna have to come through and say hi. Gonna be super dope.
Hey, sorry to jump in.
What happened?
I just had to cut in line, and I actually reached out to the head of the guy of the financing for the buyer.
Okay.
I reached out to him and told him, kind of threw the other guy under the bus and asked them, they need to be serious. So, you guys are gonna close on this or not? And he's like, he's gonna go in and shuffle some stuff. Bro, if I get this deal done, I'm gonna tell the buyer that he needs to give me my 5K back. I'm making the whole 40K. Otherwise, he's gonna lose those 10K. I'm claiming it, bro. I'm doing extra work.
Wait, you're getting the financing to get ready for the buyer?
I'm trying to help the buyer.
Why don't you not? Screw that. Why don't you tell the lender to just lend to you instead?
What do you mean? Oh, like lend me? No, bro. I don't want to deal with this lending company. They're a mess.
But why are you going through all of this to help them get the deal? Why wouldn't you just
It's the buyer. He's the buyer has been kept on the dark by his friend who was a broker that was helping him to get the financing. So he's been trying to get a hold of his friend as well, and the guy doesn't answer. So at this point,
nicer than me. I would have been moved on from these buyers. It's 5 o'clock out there, dog.
I understand. Now, if I can help this guy, because this guy is like I just spoke to him, like, bro, like I don't know what to do. I'm losing those 10K. I'm like, okay, let me see if I can help. Who do you like?
So somebody reached out to you. One of the buyers reached out to you?
Yeah, the buyer. There's only one buyer.
So why was he ghosting you for the last couple of days?
No, that guy has been talking to me. His friend, who is kind of like, he's the one who made. Hold on. I'll hold on.
Okay.
Yamil, hablé con el señor este. Él me dice que va a tratar de ver cómo puede ayudar para ver si se puede cerrar mañana. Y yo le ruego al vendedor si por favor puede dar un espacio para mañana de 24 horas. Ok. Yamil, una cosa si yo te voy a decir, si esto se cierra, yo te voy a pedir de que esos $5,000 se me retornen a mí. Yo estoy haciendo trabajo que no debería estar haciendo. Ok.
No, así tampoco, Roy.
¿Por qué?
No, así tampoco, Roy, no.
No, Yamil, ven, te digo una cosa. No, Yamil, cálmate. Can you believe this guy?
I couldn't hear his side. It was cutting it out. He just hung up on you though, right?
Bro, I told him, Jamil, I'm trying to get this guy, the lender, to help you out and see if they can help you to get closing by tomorrow. But now I'm gonna tell you something, Jamil. If I get this done, I'm gonna request for you guys to pay me the 5K because I'm doing extra work that I shouldn't be doing. And he got super upset and told me that I'll lose that 10K. So I'm like, all right,
Adios.
bye.
Works for me. All right, so that's decision made.
This is in May, bro. He hung up on me. I'm trying to help him out, but I'm not gonna do extra work for somebody else. I'm making this thing work out.
Let's just get you another buyer. Is Peggy's buyer on the fence still, or is he?
No,
is he not?
he said that it didn't work with him. It didn't work for him.
Let's find you a different buyer, bro.
Darling. All
right, cool. We'll do it. Bro, in that market, it should be super easy to find one, bro. Especially if the numbers make sense.
Yeah.
That's the part he was saying didn't make sense, was the numbers. And the amount of rehab it needs because of the mold and stuff.
Rodolfo, you out here trying to sell a deal with bad numbers, dog?
No, not at all. I mean, and as far as I know, there is no mold. How was he able to see the mold through pictures?
The pictures, you can tell there was some previous water damage in the walls. So, I mean, you can't tell for sure, right? But it's like just kind of that when you see one thing.
Yeah.
He thinks it needs too much rehab.
Yeah.
Sorry, I tried.
No, that's okay. I appreciate it.
That's crazy that he hung up on you, bro. What's up with these Latinos being so damn emotional, bro?
Bro, he went off. I'm like, bro, relax. I'm trying to, I'm making extra work. Like, bro, I'm not gonna be making extra work so you guys get paid. I'm all right. And let him lose a 10K. That's it.
Copy. But you're not even profiting off that 10K because you technically just gave it to the seller anyways, right?
Yeah, but I'll take it down. I'll make money out of this.
Yeah, there's enough ways to make money off of it. I think we'll be able to find a buyer, but if not, then yeah. Okay. So Eddie, you ready with your recording, bro? Está muted. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are learning anything, let me know. If you guys need help with anything, let me know. You really should be in a Zoom rather than being on YouTube, but I'm glad you're somewhere. That's all that matters. Eddie, you ready? You ready, Eddie? Eddie, ready? Ready, Eddie?
Go on. My iMac's being slow again.
It's because you keep calling it an iMac, bro. My personal commuter is acting a little bit. We can't offer and doesn't cover.
I think I met 80-year-old sellers that could get over what Eddie couldn't.
Nah, you have met 80-year-old sellers that could get over the space bar conspiracy of 2024. Can I still call you Socks?
Whatever makes you happy, bro.
Calling you Socks makes me happy.
Mm.
All right, Socks. All right, Socks, relax. Were you wearing socks last night when you couldn't listen to my my music video?
Is Nathan here?
Nathan is not.
I wanted to address. I think it's important if Nathan wants to make more money and make this world a better place at the same time, then this is the important point to address.
Okay, let's do it. Eddie, stop sharing until we finish this, but you share your audio, bro. You know how to share audio on your iMac personal computer?
No.
Okay, so you just go to share screen, but then go to advanced on the top where there shows the options, and under advanced, just click computer audio.
Okay.
Got it? Okay, Nathan, you and your cool glasses have some explaining to do, supposedly based on the tone of Alon's request. Because I read people's tones in case you guys didn't know, like a book.
I EQ over here. They should call you EQ instead of DQ.
EQ? I'm here for it. Maybe EQ came from DQ because they just dropped the duh bars.
I agree.
Al, if you're gonna scold somebody, you have to do it off mute.
No, it's not scolding. It's more of a clarification of what I mean. It's just hard to do over text, and I think you could probably add to that. So we had a lead where she bought it like what, a year ago? Was it? It was Nathan, right?
I gotta look at the notes. Something like that. 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, recently bought. Like, place looks nice, but she's falling out of. She can't make payments anymore because her husband just passed away. So usually in these situations, these people bought the house for like 200,000 and they still owe like 180. But we didn't have that. We didn't have that answer. Sorry, we didn't have that question answered. We didn't know how much he owed because Nathan didn't ask that on the call. So I asked, well, whatever happens with this lady depends on how much she owes. Because if she owes 180 and I can offer her 140, then that's not going to be helpful. But then in the chat, you asked, hey, do we have an offer for her? And I was like, do we know how much she owes? And you said, not yet. Was it? Oh, you asked, why can't we just give her an offer if it doesn't cover her mortgage, then she will just say no. If it does, then we can proceed.
Yeah, so your assumption is, why would you not get that information? And you're assuming that Nathan's just apprehensive to ask that question and it's a waste of time for us to make the offer?
It's a few things. One, I think, is, okay, if she owes too much, it doesn't make sense to just go ahead and like actually underwrite this to a final number. We can use a ballpark.
Okay.
Second point is that it's more about, this is the biggest point. It's about like, if she owes too much, then she needs to know it. If we just give her an offer, hey, do you want 140? No. Okay. Bye. That lady is about to get into a foreclosure situation. She needs to know that a cash offer is not going to work. And if you don't tell her that, then she might just keep wasting her time and end up being in a really bad situation where all you had to do is just explain this one thing to her, which is a lot more helpful and a lot more powerful than just giving out an offer.
I agree with all of that. Nathan, where's the apprehension coming from, broski? Why are you uncomfortable simply getting the deal information?
Well, she mentioned this is a lady whose husband died like 5 days or 4 days before when I called her. So like her husband died, and then like I was lucky enough that she was like actually willing to talk on the phone about that. So I got a good amount of info, even though she said, call back next week. So it's been 1 week now. So she didn't have all that information understandably on hand. She said she ordered a payoff from the mortgage company. Her husband handled all that stuff. So I wasn't like being timid. I just kind of being sensitive to the situation. But
yeah, but
yeah.
Here's the thing, bro. Like, and I respect that. That's the right decision. But the reality is, one, she asked for a callback this week, so it's time for a callback anyways. 2, other people are going to be calling her and offering her stuff that may be less considerate or caring as what we're going to offer. So the reality is if we really want to help her, we have to factor in more than just her feelings in the moment. We have to factor in the needs that she has as it relates to this deal, as well as her feelings that are associated with the worst case scenario that has the potential of showing up if somebody doesn't come and actually help her. So I guess all of that being factored, where's the downside in your opinion from calling her and just getting some clarifying information?
Oh no, I'll do that, but I just thought we'd have like a MAO before I called just to have that.
Now,
in
it
the back
doesn't.
of my
Here's the
head.
thing. Like when I'm hearing this is where I kind of disagree. I don't disagree, but what the contribution that I would add to this would be the reality is, bro, is if our goal is to solve her problem, we don't have enough information to do that yet. And I think that's what Al's point is. We don't have enough information to solve her problem. A cash offer doesn't solve her problem. An MAO doesn't solve her problem because she's probably underwater on the deal. What solves her problem is knowing exactly what the problem is so we can see if we're able to solve it, and then if not, what advice we can give her to navigate accordingly. So in my opinion, bro, the right thing to do is just, hey, what's her name?
Audrey.
Hey, Audrey, just wanted to follow up. Hope you're doing well. How's things been the last week? Okay. We've been working on this. I didn't want to follow up with you sooner because I was just trying to be respectful of your time. I'm really looking to see if we can help you with this situation, right? Note my tonality, note my presentation, right? I'm really, I'm looking to see what we can do to help you with this situation. We may have some options, but I want to present to you best. I want to make sure I have all the information before I present anything. Couple more questions for you, if you don't mind, right? Fantastic. Now she gives you all the information. Hey, so what's your remaining balance? What do you know about her timeline? What do you know? I think it was like she doesn't have enough money to cover the bills.
She will have enough to cover like the next month's rent. She's waiting on like a check. One of the husband's checks from work.
She would rather use that to cover her bills than the house bills if she can get out of that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, she's not going to be able to cover it for long. There's probably, I think she said something about there's money coming in a little bit, but yeah, she literally said she's trying to get a payoff statement, so she didn't have that info on hand. So
yeah, Nathan, I'm gonna tell you right now. You talked to her what day?
Like last Thursday, probably.
We should have been talking to her Monday or Tuesday. This is not something you let sit, bro. This person is in a very, very tough situation. You don't think she's gotten a bunch of calls by now? You don't think she's getting beat up by a bunch of people making her shit offers? Right? Like, this is something you have to show urgency. This woman needs help and she needs it yesterday. Right? And so what you have is a person who's choking and you're like, well, let me not touch them because I don't know if they like to be touched. Well, they also don't like choking to death either. So maybe you just do what's the best for the situation and then worry about hypothetical concerns after. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah, we should have called her Tuesday. To be clear, my suggestion is we call her right now and just be like, hey, and just make that suggestion. I want to get the right information. I want to make sure that we're on the same page. Talk me through. Okay, what's this? What's that? And then that's what I'm gathering. Do you feel comfortable navigating that, or do you want me to call her? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of confused on the whole sales process. I guess it seems like I've had a lot of sellers in desperate situations, kind of similar to this, and I gather all the info, and then at the end of the day, it's like, well, all we can do is offer 60% of the home value, so it's not going to work. Go to the next one, and so I just didn't see why this one was much different. I'm just trying to understand the thought process behind it, because like at the end of the day, like I've come up with several homes that have been like, hey, like this guy is like about to lose his house, this is happening. And then, we basically just end up at the same place where it's like 60% of ARV. And I'm like, well, if I just know that ahead of time, then I can tell her, hey, this cash offer isn't going to work. Most wholesalers are probably going to offer you around this price.
But when have you ever had us only factor that? That's literally never happened. In a situation where there's not like, we're all like, Al's always talking about novations, right? I have one where like we've talked about creative deals, right? So what about the experience with the deals that we're working together? Do we turn everything that's not a cash deal down and only come back with 60% to ARV? Like, and I'm asking you to refresh me if I'm not remembering properly. I don't remember any deal where that's what we did.
I have to look through my notes. There was a guy in like somewhere in middle America that was like about to go through foreclosure and he's behind on arrears, and like we just had to, I just basically had to tell him, like, just that agent that you're going to talk to, you might as well just talk to that agent.
Yeah, I don't know which one you're talking about. Al sent you probably close to 200 leads. So if the one guy in middle America is your glaring red sign to not try your best, that's not helpful, right? Here's what I'm gonna say, bro. Every single deal, this business and this job it's exhausting. Why? Because you got to be willing to do the same thing over and over again, knowing that a lot of the times it's not going to work, right? But what you develop is the habit. You develop the muscle memory because that's what you need. So in every single situation, I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about Eddie's feelings. I don't care about Al's feelings. I don't care about my feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about our feelings, right? What we need to do is the right thing because the right thing is always the right thing. So in 100% of the situations, our job is to get on the conversation with somebody, right? Differentiate ourselves from everybody else by the way we present, by the way we sound, by the tone, by all of the different sales things that I talk about. Gather as much information as possible. So that way, when we follow up, we know what we're following up with. The problem is that part is hard. It's nuanced. It's tricky. And so what normally happens, like Jamarco did earlier, or like respectfully, it sounds like you're doing right now, we make excuses to not do the job all the way. And then what happens is it costs us opportunities, right? Now, you're dealing with a lady whose husband had died 5 days prior. 100% get maybe not pushing for information. But there's no reason for us to wait 5 days to follow up. So if urgency is on the thing, this is where if I'm you, I'm going into this group chat and I'm saying, yo, hey, this call, yo, hey, this deal, right? Follow up is follow up. Follow up isn't just with sellers, it's also with the people that you're waiting on. You know what I mean? Anybody who's JVing with anybody else, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're JVing with somebody and you're not following up with them, that's your fault, right? You know what Eddie's fantastic at? Following up with me on the deals that we're working together. He doesn't just let it sit. If he did, we probably wouldn't even be talking about this deal anymore, right? Because people get busy. So like Eddie's fantastic of saying we got to do this. So he asks every single, not a day goes by where Eddie doesn't follow up with me about any deal that we're working, any deal, right? That is extremely helpful. That's required, right? If you're just calling through leads and then moving on to the next one, it's a great way to leave money on the table, right? I'm thinking about that mobile home one right now. We probably lost 5 or 10 grand on that just because we didn't follow up with them. I completely forgot, doing a million different things, right? Fortune's in the follow-up. That statement exists for a reason, right? So when Jamarco is dealing with the deal, he's called this guy multiple times. He's apprehensive to ask the right questions because he's scared it's going to annoy the person. Who freaking cares? What's the point of not annoying someone so they feel comfortable not selling to you? I didn't annoy them, but I also didn't do business with them. What did you win? Who cares? If you got to annoy them a little bit to get the job done, then that's what it takes. At least you got the job done. So for me, bro, in this particular circumstance, you should have asked that question in the very first place. You didn't. Right now, who cares if the possible outcome is a potential 60% cash offer? Who cares? Should the fact that let's say it's 80% likely that we come back with a 60% cash offer, is the potential, let's say it's 90% that we're going to come back with a 60% cash offer. Does the 10% likelihood of solving that with a woman's problem not make it worth doing the right thing and asking the right questions and doing the appropriate follow-ups, in your opinion?
No, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes.
That's what it is, man. Right? Like, these questions should have been asked in the first place. If they weren't, then that's the right thing now. Hey, I just want to follow up. I need this information. And if there's another deal there, then we'll do the other deal. If there's not, then and it's the cash offer, then at least we can give her advice on how to navigate what's coming forward. I am pretty confident that we'll have more than just a 60% cash offer because we usually do. But at least we know. Right now, we're assuming. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I got the call recording if you guys ever want to go through it, but I'm going to talk to her after this.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I asked for the mortgage statement, but she said literally I am getting a payoff amount.
That makes sense.
She didn't have that.
Al, does my point align with yours? Did you have a different point? Do you disagree with anything I said?
No, I don't disagree with anything. I didn't think in the first place it was a question of Nathan being apprehensive. Honestly, I think he may have just forgot, but it seems like he remembered. She just didn't have that information. That's fine. In that situation, I would just plant seeds about how urgent. If she can't make half the monthly payment, then you have to plant seeds about how urgent this information is, about the fact that she might, like DQ said, might get other phone calls with different ideas, and just really explain to her how serious and dangerous her situation is, because it truly is. And she might be complacent, or not even complacent. She might be focused on her, on her loss, which, 5 days after, that would make sense. So it's, not necessarily easy to get her focused on something different, but you gotta hit, like, I understand this is a super hard situation right now. However, like, I'll try to be as respectful as possible, but I do have to tell you this. And just tell her, like, I do have to be honest with you and tell you this. And then hey, like, that being said, it's super urgent. Do you want to continue right now? Do you want to follow up on Monday, or do you still want to follow up on Thursday, knowing that time is of the essence? Right. But yeah, man, like, I think that in this situation, just giving her an offer is just like, somebody going to the doctor and say, hey man, I got this pain and it's here and it's happened for 3 weeks and I have this and that. And the doctor's just like, okay, do you want this pill? No. Like, I don't know. You tell me. You're the doctor. You're the professional. You're the guy doing real estate every day. You tell me what I need.
Yeah. Why don't you call her real quick, bro?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Keep your eye on the chat so I can, like, make suggestions, and you can willfully.
Sunglasses
so you can willfully. He has, it's, well, I mean, the sunglasses are that's a prescription sunglass that he's wearing. Obviously.
Do you want to call the Canoga guy again later?
The economic guy?
Canoga guy, the house that I was mentioning.
Canoga
Park. That's
I don't know what that means.
It's an area.
Okay. Hey, Audrey, it's Nathan. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good, good. I'm just following up about the home situation. I know you're going through a really difficult time. Did everything go okay this last week?
I really haven't got anything. Well, I've almost got the house gone through. That's what I'm doing right now in the office. But like, financial wise, I still don't know what's going on, because I have to wait for his death certificate before they'll even give me his insurance, which was under $40,000, and until I can claim his workers' compensation benefits.
Oh, wow.
And they're saying 6 to 12 weeks for that. And Friday it'll be 2 weeks since he's passed away. So.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. But if you want to get someone out to maybe possibly take a look at the house and see what you would offer me,
yeah,
that would be awesome, because I know I have to get rid of it. So
yeah, and yeah, definitely that'll be a part of the process. But and it sounds like time is of the essence with this stuff, because were you telling me that it was gonna be hard to make the mortgage payments?
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to make December's. I don't know. His last check will be deposited on the 12th, or what did they say, the 8th. And that will have a week's vacation on it. But I mean, depending on how soon I can, sell the house, I might need it to survive on.
Right.
So I don't, I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air. Do I make a house payment for December with it? Or do I save it because that's all the money I'm going to have?
Yeah.
I really don't know. I'm so freaking confused. I'm sorry about that, but I just, I've never done all this on my own before. It's kind of stupid to say because I'm 60 years old, but damn, I've never done it.
Yeah. If
Kind of crazy.
I know you got a lot to think about, and I'm here to try to make it as easy as possible.
Right.
You know, I'd like to see if we can help, if it's okay with you, and kind of move forward and get some info on how we can help you out. Part of that is, do you know how much you owe on the house? I know you were trying to get that info last week, but did you know how much is on the mortgage?
I found out. Yeah, I found out. Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
How much is it?
They would only give me, I owe 186,000 and some odd dollars.
Okay.
I thought it was 180, but as of November 29th, it will be 186,000 and some odd dollars. I have it upstairs, but I don't know the exact amount.
Right.
In that area.
And just curious, how much are you paying each month on the mortgage?
$14.95.
Okay.
I believe.
Okay. Do you know the interest rate that you're paying?
4.75.
Okay. So have you done anything else to, have you done anything else besides going through the house and going through the stuff on there?
I've canceled the insurance on his car. I don't know what you're meaning, what you're asking. Not really. Done anything else pertaining to what?
I'm just saying, have you been getting a bunch of people been calling you, or is it just been
No. Well, I am getting stuff in the mail, which I don't understand why, because there was no death notification in the paper.
Okay.
Or anything, so I don't understand why I'm getting that bullshit. In the last 3 days, I've gotten 3 different things from different companies.
Oh, wow.
So it's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I want to try to help you and kind of take this stress off of you. With that being said, you said you don't know where you're going to go after this. You don't have a place lined up or friends or family to move?
No.
Okay.
I would like to be out of here by the end of January at the latest. I don't want to go before then. I really don't.
Right.
But I want to be out there by the end of January.
What does a dream scenario in this situation look like for you? Like, what's the best case scenario? Moving out in January, and what else?
And I've got to talk to my brother, and I'm looking at a mobile home in North Carolina or South Carolina. Moving there and being close to the water because that's where I'm most at peace, and I have a few friends in the area, and I'd really like to be able to do that. I don't know if I'm going to have the money. I don't know what my monthly income is going to be until I get a death certificate.
Okay.
So,
did you say that you're getting some income on the side too, apart from your husband's?
I'm on disability.
Okay.
And I only bring home $830, monthly. Well, if I get 66% of his Social Security, and if it is higher than my disability, they take away my disability and give me just his Social Security.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then I'm supposed to be getting workers' compensation. I don't know how that works. All I've gotten is one letter from them. And like I said, I have to wait for the death certificate.
Right.
So, you know, everything is kind of up in the air until I get that. It's crazy because I'm from Ohio, and in Ohio, they give you a death certificate when the person passes away, and it says cause of death pending.
Right.
And in the state of Missouri, they do not issue pending death certificates. They wait till the toxicology is done, and then they put the reason. Well, the coroner already said 99.9% sure it was a heart attack,
Okay.
but they won't do anything.
Yeah. Well, listening to everything that you're saying, it sounds like your time is of the essence. And I just want to stress that too, because I know you're getting a whole lot of info thrown at you. But
Yeah, and it's really hard to keep everything straight, let me tell you.
right. And I know you just bought the home a couple years ago, and you know you still got to figure out a few things, and I move away. But do you know how much you're looking for on a house? Like, what would be a good number for you?
Yeah, I am looking at 200,000.
Looking for 200. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know what happens if you aren't able to get that amount?
They'll probably foreclose.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's probably what would happen. I'm assuming.
If you're to walk away at the house with some money, how would you use it? Would you be renting a while, or would you be looking to buy a mobile home in South Carolina?
I'd like to buy it, and that's what I want to do is buy it.
Okay. And hopefully be able to live
The
off
rent down there is outrageous.
Oh yeah.
And I have 2 little dogs that I refuse to give up. I'll live in my car before I give away the dogs because they're all I have now.
Right. There's Jose and Stella, is that right?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I'm a dog person. It's the only way I'm able to remember some of these things. So a lot of times with these transactions, you know, when you're selling your home, you don't have to have the death certificate right away. It doesn't have to be done instantly, because you're selling a home, it takes a little while. But
right.
If we're able to help you out and get you a number that you're able to work with and kind of take the stress off of your back, when would you think the soonest would be that you'd be able to move forward with this?
Well, like I said, I'm thinking the end of January is when, like, I'd want to move out of the house, be out. I would be out completely by the end of January.
Okay. Okay, I hear you. I'm just looking at running our numbers, and it looks like we'll have to gather some info, and let me talk to my partner too and see how we can help you out. I know it's going to take a little bit of work on our side, but that's work we want to take off of your plate. And I know we have to move. We're gonna have to probably move a little quicker than usual, which is fine. And I don't see any issue with you staying in the house until January. But let me do this. Let me talk to my partner, and we'll call you back with some thoughts. How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful. I appreciate you calling me back.
Yeah. It was great talking to you, Audrey. I'm sorry you're going through this, but we're here to help. So I'll talk to you soon.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah. All right. Say hi to Jose and Stella for me. We'll be right back.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Thanks. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Nathan. I see you, bro. It's the glasses, dog. It's definitely the glasses.
Yeah. Empathetic glasses.
They're good. How are you feeling about that?
I feel like it's a pretty good call. Like, I was she was letting me cook for a minute. I didn't know the exact direction to go. So I'm glad you told me to end the call right there, because I probably would have sat there for another 5-10 minutes asking unnecessary questions.
Yeah, so let's talk about structure, right? first and foremost, you led with compassion, but then you just stayed there too long. She moved past it. You needed to move past with her. Staying in compassion where she's trying to be progressive and make progress isn't, you're now off on different channels. And that actually starts to add pressure to the conversation, not remove it. So you needed to read that and transition. I threw it in the chat. You did a decent job in that. When you're talking slow and being thoughtful, you still sound super pensive and like compassionate. It's just not the right vibe. Sometimes you just got to start with that and just be like, okay, cool, let's talk. Let's just move forward. Let's figure this out. Not super aggressive and high energy, but just also not super like, oh my God, right? So it's the middle of the road there. When you were talking full sentences, you were good. When you were, oh, okay, you were still a little bit too emotional, but I think that's just a detail. This is just something to note from a skill of voice control aspect. At the end of the day, bro, yeah, at the end of the day, there's nothing we can offer at this point, right? Because there's zero equity in this deal. She owes slightly less than what the property's worth, and probably less than what it's more than what it's worth as is. So this is a situation where we got to like really get creative. What was really good is that we've established she's not talking to really anybody else. She's gotten some letters. We still have a little bit of time. You've established yourself as a person that she can trust because she's heard your voice multiple times and she likes you, and you remember the dogs, which is, I'm assuming, who you were referring to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to somebody who names their dog Jose. That's kind of a, it's kind of a G-book. So yeah, I think all of those things turned out to a win. Now what we have to do is, first of all, congratulate Dean on the gigantic plate of spaghetti and meatballs he just ate, because that was crazy. And then it was what?
Bolognese.
Bolognese?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what Gianmarco calls Mexican food, because he's super fancy and he's disrespectful. Gianmarco doesn't respect Italian food if you're not Italian. So he's definitely Italian racist, which is weird, but whatever. Everybody needs their thing. So here's the thing, Nathan, I think we're good. Now we just, so let me say, from a structural standpoint, you were good. Here's the thing. Here's why you needed to get off the phone. You had extracted everything that was necessary from the conversation. Staying on the phone because they'll stay on the phone doesn't help you. There's a point of diminishing return where you're over talking the sale. You got what you need, move on. Leave with a positive memory, leave with a positive experience, a positive feeling, right? This is why I don't like that like I've been really, really hard on you about offering creative on the first call. You need to leave them with a positive memory of the conversation, not a confusing memory of the conversation, not something that they're stressed out about. Leave them with a positive memory. You left them with a positive memory, reminded the dog's name. Now they got a positive memory of the conversation. Because what's next? What's next is negotiation, making an offer and negotiating the offer. But we don't have an offer, so we have nothing to negotiate. So what the hell are we talking about? We have nothing to talk about. Now we have to go back and see if there is an offer. Now we call back and negotiate. I can tell you right now, if there's an offer on the table for this deal, she'll probably work with us because she doesn't have any other options. The problem is the lack of options exists not only because of her situation, but because there's no money in this deal. So that's going to be the tough part. That being said, Al, let's talk about it, bro. So ARV is 210?
Maybe a little bit more. I really want to get her like a retail buyer somehow. Maybe just throw it out there in some group chats of St. Louis and see if somebody has a buyer. The house is nice.
It's a house.
What?
Is it? It's a house?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice house.
Cash offer won't work. I'm thinking subtail or wrap.
Wrap, yeah.
Subtail. Yeah. She doesn't owe too much, does she?
186.
And Nathan, last time from the notes, there was like this is the most problematic thing in my opinion. You said $5,000 of electric work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how accurate her assessment of electrical work is, but that's what she told me. A lot of times I'm just typing as I'm talking.
Yeah,
I think she might have actually got a quote on that, so never mind. I don't know. Yeah,
What kind of electrical work is it?
I forgot. I can go through the old call and hear it again.
You just call it back real quick. Yeah, I mean, if that's kind of a big deal. If that's the difference between a brand new house and a house that needs some work.
What? Wait, say that again.
If you're trying to sell it first, it's a big deal because it's such a tight deal that 5,000 can make or break the deal, right? But the other thing is that if you do end up trying to find a retail buyer, then you have to solve for that. You have to potentially
It's got a basement, right? So I think there's things you could do with this. Here's the thing. How do you even get into this deal, right? I think 5 or 10K could make or break the deal if we were trying to wholesale this. I don't think you wholesale this as a cash deal. There's
not at all. That's like 140.
Yeah. With closing costs, we're already priced out of the deal as it sits. If we just literally give her $0, we're already priced out of the deal with closing costs. So there's no equity from a traditional cash deal. I'm trying to think. There's not enough. I don't even think this is a reverse flip. Because there's just not enough room there on the reverse flip. There's no justification for us to negotiate down the mortgage. So if neither one of those are an option, what are we left with? Subsale. That's it. Or a wrap.
Yeah. Maybe Steve wants to take it down. I mean, he buys out there. Him and his dad.
That would be good. This would be a good one. We could probably take it over sub 2. Depending on, that's why I asked who's on the loan, because if she's authorized to sign on the loan and she's alive, the loan shouldn't be looking at anything. Here's the cool thing. This is not a difficult thing to jump in and just be like, hey, here's the situation. You have to present it the right way. But the summary at the end of the conversation, if we present it the right way, is, so what we'll do is we'll just take it over, right? Don't ever worry about a payment again, right? We'll go ahead and take this over. Stay there. We'll cover the next couple months, but you got to move out in January. Now that's where it gets a little bit tricky. We'll see if she's willing to move out sooner. She may not be, but now we'll have to worry about cash to her, right? So there's a little bit more nuance to it. Steve, would you buy this? Is Missouri? I know what it voted this time, but is Missouri a red state or a blue state? Internal government.
Red. I don't know. Probably not. Seems a little. You don't
like buying real estate? That's cool. That's cool. Not everybody does it. It's not for everybody, bro. That's cool. Now this would be a pad split or a wrap. Is this an area where you could do co-living? I feel like most of St. Louis is a decent area for co-living, no?
No, I'm not super familiar with Union.
That's a bit of a suburb. I don't know if that has to do anything with, but I think the ARV might be a little bit higher than 210. Looking at stuff right now. Not going to be crazy higher. I mean, houses are selling with pretty crappy finishes. This one I think looks nicer. You don't have
how many rooms is this currently?
So she submitted it as a 3-bed, 2-bath, but when you look, you want me to share my screen? I'll just show you what I see.
Do it.
It does say 1,000 square feet, so maybe that's just the upper level, and she has a basement. It's not a bi-level, is it? Like a split level?
It looks like it's got a basement.
Looks like a split level.
Yeah, sometimes the split levels look like that. Steve, where do I see this? Isn't this in the text? Split foyer. Does that mean split level?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing.
All right. Okay.
What are you trying to figure out? If the square footage includes the basement?
Rooms.
Oh.
So it says here 4-bed, 3-bath. Okay, this is the photos from the last listing. Flooring is pretty nice. This curtain looks like Jack's food. Did you?
Yo, that curtain 100% looks like Jack's food, bro.
So you can look if you scroll down a little bit, it says total rooms. Up, you went a little too far. So total rooms, bedrooms. Okay, so yeah, you see main bedrooms 2, lower bedrooms 1.
How does that make sense if it says 4 beds, 3 baths?
It says
The
3
math-
beds.
The math doesn't math.
It says 3 beds.
Where?
Right,
Oh,
right under your cursor.
oh, okay. That's weird. Here in Remini, it says 4 baths. Okay, 4 beds, sorry. All right, that makes sense because that's what the seller said. So it's 2 beds, 1 bath upstairs, and then 1 bed, 1 bath downstairs.
Yeah.
And usually with the split levels, then it's probably not going to be like a full 1,000 square feet downstairs, but it's probably going to be a little bit less, but still, like what?
Well, you could see it's so square foot below 600. So square foot above 1040, square foot below 600.
Oh, okay.
So 1640 total.
Okay, now when we look at comps, so I don't know which one. This is not split level. This one isn't. That's not. No. I think
I had a
maybe
question. If the husband's on the title and the mortgage, which he is, and he's passed away, does that leave any problems like doing a subject to? Like, is that gonna like cause increased risk of a due on sale?
Steve should know that.
I should know that. I don't see why it would. I mean, she's still on title. I mean, they, you know.
No, there's no reason for it. She's on title, she's on mortgage, so there's no reason for them to push that.
Yeah. And she's gonna have a death certificate, so.
I mean, anything's possible, but I wouldn't stress that right now.
This sold for 230, and this doesn't look good. This was back in March. Yeah. So, anyways, I think the ARV is between 210 to 230. She owes 186. Obviously, you can't really hope to get 230 and base the deal off of that, but that's a possibility. Her finishes are pretty nice.
Is the basement finished? I was half listening while you guys were going through that. Is the basement finished?
It's a split foyer, so yeah, that it's kind of like part of it. But yeah, that's where the other room was. That's where the other bedroom, that third bedroom.
So that's the third bedroom?
Yeah, the third bedroom's, which kind of sucks.
Why?
Just because I mean, ideally if you have a 3-bedroom house, you ideally want to have the 3 bedrooms on your main level, upstairs or what, you know, whatever.
Bro.
Like with a
Stop
split
it.
level, you got them upstairs.
Nah, not if you're doing a co-living thing. People aren't picky, right? So if you could
Oh
rent
yeah,
this-
yeah, no, for that, sure.
So if you rent each room for $600 a month, is there a way to make a 4th bedroom there?
You could probably take up that basement living room.
If you could create a 4th bedroom, now you're cash flowing $2,400 a month. Do you think people would buy the room for $600 a month there?
Well, I would think so.
If you could do that, you could do a co-living, $600 a month. You're cash flowing $1,000 a month. Add costs in that, you're still making at a minimum $500 a month. Even if you do a decent war chest, right? you could go, depending on how you do it, up to $600 to $800 a month. I guess not a bad cash flow for St. Louis.
Interesting.
How far is Union from St. Louis? It's about like an hour, 45 minutes.
Good talk, Steve.
I'm looking. It's a little ways out for me. Yeah, it's probably
It's an hour.
close to an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's out by Washington.
Do people do like co-livings in towns like that? It's not like super industrial. Like it's
Yeah, I don't know.
kind of more
I'm
like
not
a
super.
homeowner's
I'm not
market.
super familiar with co-living. It's definitely a smaller town.
DQ either way, like we might be able to help her. I don't know if we can make money on this thing.
What do you mean?
Like let's say there's an end buyer here for an exit strategy. I mean, if that's not us, then it's just so tight that us making money on the way is just like makes it impossible.
Not necessarily though, right? If someone can cash flow this thing with $1,000 a month, that's as good as any other rental, bro. That's a good deal. A
You're talking about sub 2 or what?
A $25,000 entry fee on a deal like that is a good deal. Where do you see a cash deal here? There's no cash deal here, bro.
No, I'm not thinking cash. I'm thinking about the subtail you said.
Yeah, but I don't think we're still selling. I mean, that's going to be too tight. If that's the case, then maybe. But even then, we're putting it on the market, right? And an agent's going to want to make money, and then that's going to barely clear anything. That's an option. I would put that as a plan B. I would say we take this thing down sub 2, and then we just find a buyer.
Yeah, that's why I said Steve, because maybe you just want to take it on himself and list it himself, and then he doesn't have to.
Steve doesn't like being a real estate investor. He made that clear. I'm just out here casting shade for no reason whatsoever. Not throwing shade, casting shade.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of investors in St. Louis here. Just Steve.
Just Steve.
Okay, so what was your other option? Just sub 2? Straight up sub 2?
And then yeah, find a buyer. Now, I would want to be really comfortable with the buyer because I don't want to screw anybody over. I don't want to just sell it to some random. We want to make sure that the seller's taken care of. But that's a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, I could try to work with the buyers I've worked in the past with, but I never did a sub 2 deal in St. Louis. And then the seller, she probably doesn't really get much anyways, right? She gets, wait, you said 25,000 down or 2,500?
No, what I'm saying is, like, say hypothetically, we did this to where we got, 15,000, or let's say 12.5, right? Which whatever the numbers happen to work out to be. I think a buyer might be interested in a $25,000 entry fee. It's around 10%. And they're cash flowing $1,000 a month. I'm sure it's possible that we find a buyer out there that would be open to that.
If that's possible, that sounds like the best option, because then the seller gets like $10,000, maybe a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. The couple big questions are, one, are we going to be able to really take this thing down sub 2? Or we got to make sure there's not going to be any issues with the bank. 2, is pad split a viable option for this market or some sort of co-living situation? And then 3, can we find a buyer that we trust to do that? that would be interested in cash flowing $1,000 a month outside of St. Louis, right? That would be the thing. I don't know who's buying in that market. It's a red state. Long-term rental would probably be, I'm guessing, right around what she pays, right? She's paying $1,400-$1,500 a month. My assumption, just by looking at that, is that's probably somewhere between that and $1,600 is rent rates. I haven't looked, but that's just my assumption.
See what Zillow says. Does it say anything? Right.
Is it this property on Kennedy Street?
Yeah. If anybody has like a, oh yeah, 1539 Zillow says.
There you go.
And how much did you calculate for bed splits? So like 2,500?
If you could do $600 a room, we can turn it into 4 bedrooms, $2,400.
That's Union, Missouri, bro. Probably have like 2 people to talk to about this.
Well, that's the thing, right? Here's the thing about co-living. You want to be in areas where people don't have a huge income, right? Because a person who can't afford $1,600 a month may be able to afford $600 a month.
Okay. Let me see in my network if there's anybody messing with this. Just tell me what I'll post on Facebook on my page and then maybe message a couple people. Just tell me what to say. Or do you want to keep gather a little bit more information with the seller to see even if it's
No, it doesn't make sense to reach back out to her until we have something viable at this point. Now we know everything that we need to know. We know that we can't work with her. We know that we'll be able to get through to her, right? Yeah. Other people are probably going to reach out, but Union.
Steve, do you know if Union has public transportation?
No.
Do you even St. Louis, bro?
Bro, this is an hour west of St. Louis. It's out in the boons.
That far, bro. Bro, all my deals are like an hour away from St. Louis.
It kind of is.
Yo, Al, why did you choose this market? Just curious.
Honestly, bro, I ask this dude every single time.
When I chose it, well, I didn't really choose St. Louis. I chose the Midwest in general, and then I randomly picked one city.
Why the Midwest, bro?
The question
did you choose the Midwest, or did the Midwest choose you?
The Midwest chose me. Yeah. Question should be, why did you choose the Midwest? Well, look, I started out in Tampa, and I got my ass kicked. And I thought, oh, maybe I should go somewhere else. And I can't remember who told me.
You went to the opposite side of the spectrum, bro. You could have gone like south a little bit and been like way cooler, but you chose the Midwest. I'm just curious, bro. I'm interested. I like learning from other people.
Don't learn from.
Oh, like I didn't really
better
know.
people to learn from than Alon Daniels.
Bro, I didn't know anything back then.
Bro, y'all gotta stop talking shit about the Midwest though, man. Cause with that.
Yeah, yo, Carlos about to come for somebody. Say something. I can't.
But Carlos is buying houses. That's different, bro. If you're flipping in St. Louis, then you can make money. If you're only wholesaling, that's kind of tough, bro.
Lois, you live in the
I don't
Midwest?
know much about St. Louis, bro, but money to be made everywhere, man.
Carlos is in Detroit, bro.
What's that?
Midwest.
The same thing, dude.
Yeah, man. There's money to be made everywhere, man. I mean, I don't know much about St. Louis, but there's people doing it everywhere, man.
Can I interest you in a potential co-living opportunity with a low entry fee? An hour west of
Are
St.
you
Louis.
trying to sell it to me?
I'm just
St.
saying, you
Louis.
out here now, you flexing on the Midwest. I'm giving you the opportunity to own more property, bro. You're welcome.
Said put your money where your mouth is, bro. That's interesting, you know, because like that, you know, the whole Midwest thing. Because I was like, shit, man, St. Louis, Missouri, it's a good ways from. Like when I think of Midwest, I'm thinking, you know, I know it's part of the Midwest, but me, I'm thinking Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, like my little box right there. But it's like St. Louis to me, that's like damn near West Coast, man.
Yo, were you mad that Michigan went red, dog?
Bro, I didn't follow, honestly, man. I didn't follow any of that, man.
That was crazy. We live streamed for 6 hours, bro.
Huh?
We live streamed the whole thing for 6 hours.
Straight up.
6 hours.
So how you feel about that everything, man?
I'm feeling good, bro. And now everybody else is not.
I see you've been practicing your Donald Trump impersonation.
I gotta work. He gonna be here for a minute, right? So I gotta get it straight. I gotta get it right. Nobody closes. I gotta work on it. It's not there yet. It's not tuned in, but I'm gonna tune it in. My Obama wasn't bad, right? I never worked on my Biden, but I definitely got to work on my Trump. It's important. Why also you have to ask
I didn't
ourselves,
keep up with it though, bro.
why do all presidents have such notable speaking styles that they're able to mock so easily? All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I haven't looked up to it since then. I think he actually broke a record historically.
How
for
bad
sweeping.
was it, man? He just swept.
No, he swept. Like, look, it's like, here, let me see if I pull up this map. It's not done yet. They're still calculating
I
Nevada.
completely stayed away from all that shit, man. I'm just trying to focus right now.
Yeah. Now look, this is where it went.
My county is having tabulation machine issues, so they have not counted votes in like 36 hours.
So he took all of the swing states. He swept all of them. And on top of that, so I don't know, like only the really, really hard blue states did he keep. And even Arizona and Nevada are not finished, but yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Honestly, it don't surprise me with Michigan, bro. I mean, I saw Trump stuff everywhere, man. You're driving around everywhere. And they're extreme with it, man. It's just not putting like a
Really?
little, like they're not just putting like a little yard sign. I'm talking about these motherfuckers are making billboards in their front yards. Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy, man.
That's interesting, man. Yeah, this was surprising. You want to know what I'm most excited about so far with all of this entire thing? The post that I'm hearing from Kennedy. Have you heard it?
No.
He's about to disband all of the FDA, bro. Like he's taking the FDA apart. And if he's got to close all those things down, he will. Like he's like, why? No, Kennedy. Kennedy's been appointed as like this health secretary in Trump's administration. Yeah, Trump came through. Like he got Elon Musk. He's trying to do some crazy stuff. So the FDA is about to get completely revamped. He's firing everybody.
FDA crooks anyway, bro.
Crooks. That's what he said. He's like, these people are corrupt. He's like, I have a PhD in corruption. Everybody's going away. If I got to get rid of the thing, I'm gonna get rid of it. If not, I'm gonna be able to. I'm firing everybody. He's like, why do Fruit Loops that we're giving kids every single morning got 18 ingredients when in Canada they got 3 ingredients?
Bruh, you know, there's they'll ship certain like totally different like Fruit Loops are different to Canada, and then they'll make the specific ones with all the messed up ingredients here. That makes no sense to me.
Yep. So like for me, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, we don't know what's going to happen, but he's like peptides, which do you know anything about peptides?
I do not.
Peptides are one of the most fantastic things for human healing, right? I have some right here, BPC 157. It's a peptide. I'll give you a little bit of context. I can share you guys a video. BPC 157 used to be injectable, right? Also oral. It's a peptide that promotes healing. So there was a doctor lady. She's a naturopathic doctor. She tells a story about how she fractured her hand at an event. Took 2 days, got home from the event, went to one of her friend's offices, got an x-ray. Her friend said, you have a fracture, and where your fracture is extremely dangerous because it's where the blood flow comes into your hand. I recommend an urgent emergency surgery. put pins in your hand so that way you don't mess up blood flow and make your hand worse. She's a naturopathic doctor. She was scared. She almost took the advice because of where it was. She said, no, let me follow my own advice like I would give a patient. For 30 days, she took BPC 157, which is a peptide. Peptide's just an amino acid, right? And she injected it into her hand for 30 days, injected it and took it orally. 30 days later, she got another scan. You know what it showed?
Okay.
Full heal. A bone healed itself because of a
30
peptide.
days.
And 30 days. That's how powerful peptides are. Last year, FDA banned all of them.
Well, there's money, there's no money in the healing, bro. I mean, I learned
money.
that. It's
And-
more the treatments. Of
Yep,
all
and
that stuff,
that's
man. They
his
don't, they don't
thing.
want to cure stuff.
That's his whole thing. I didn't notice about him, but apparently he's been fighting childhood vaccines. Overall, there's just the overall health with vaccines and how they've been just really poisoning people. He's big on that. So Trump was like, do whatever you want. I know you don't like drilling. Leave me alone on the oil. So him doing that for me is super helpful because now we're getting actual health back to our country where you ain't got to go to Mexico to get stem cells. He's going to try to make stem cells legal here, right? Like he's doing all of this stuff. And then Hamas, right? Trump was saying, I bet I could stop these wars before I even get in office. The day after Trump was announced as winner, Hamas announced a ceasefire.
What? I didn't hear about that.
It's out
Wait,
there.
hold on. What'd you say? What'd you say?
What happened?
The day after Trump was announced, Hamas announced that they want to do negotiations for a ceasefire.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's
You know
what's
what I mean?
up.
Bro, Google it. Donald Trump's son has shared the whole video on it. It's in all of the news things. It's like the next day. So when your boy's saying, I'm going to end the Russia-Ukraine thing before I even get in office, the way it's looking, he might have been telling the truth. That might have not have just been an unnecessary flex.
You are my news, bro. I don't watch that shit. So
I got you, bro.
So
I'll
I
do my
count on
best
you
to
to do
stay
your
informed.
research, bro, and bring me the right news.
I got you. I'll tell you the truth, bro. And if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna tell you I might be full of shit. That'll be my precursor. Hey, bro, I might be full of shit, but that's how you know.
All right.
But it'll be exciting, man. I don't know what's gonna happen at the end of the day. I think most of us in our world all agree. Presidents don't build your life. You do that.
How do you think him being in office is going to affect our business in real estate?
Here's
think
what
he's
I
gonna
said
do?
from the longest time. This is what I said to Jonah a long time ago. This is my honest belief. I don't know. I could be wrong. This has been my honest belief for the long time. I've said a million times, I believe most of this stuff is corrupt. There are people who really run it with the real money way in the background. I don't think race is a real problem among human beings. I think this is a bigger class issue than a race issue. But I think they make it a race issue because they want to create division within. It's divide and conquer, right? So I think that the only difference, in my opinion, between the politicians and Trump this time, as I just don't think Trump's on their team. I think Trump is the one outlier. He's not on their team. That's why they came for him so hard. So here's what I've said. I said that I genuinely believe that we're in position for a huge economic recession, regardless of who wins. If Harris won, I believed that we were 1 to 2 elections away from no longer having a country. I genuinely believe that, right? If Trump wins, we get a minimum of a 4-year extension. And if anybody can stop a recession, I think it would be him. But even he, with as bad as things are right now, we may experience a dip. But it just depends on what he does. I think he's already putting the moves, the roles, the things in place. I saw somebody post, I think it was one of his channels or something, like take a screenshot of your next time you fill up your gas. Because the time after that, and not too long, you'll never see prices like that again. He's already started the drilling. He's already started all kinds of stuff. So, my honest opinion, man, is I think that I genuinely think that the goal was to not make America a thing anymore. And that was the road that we were on. And I think that the other countries on the planet knew that. The fact that he's in one of the biggest conflicts in the Middle East is already stopping kind of confirms that for me. Because I think the people that are in charge know. And the fact that they see that and they're like, yeah, we're going to chill, means that they know Trump's not about that life. And he will cause a problem for you if you're not willing to play within the lines. And so I think at least for the time he's here, America will grow. Whether we go through a dip or not is a different thing. Who comes in after him, we don't know. But I think that's genuinely the plan. I think, and this is something that we kept talking about. People like, oh, is there going to be a riot? My honest opinion was no. I don't think, regardless of who would have won, there would have been a riot. Because I don't think citizens were rioting last time. I don't think 2016 through 2020 riots and the conflict were because of Donald Trump. I think everybody believes it was because of Donald Trump, but I don't think it had anything to do with Donald Trump. Because they were being funded by the government. I don't know if you knew that. Did you know that all of the BLM riots and all of those things were funded by government people?
I know it has nothing to do with, I mean, I guess the people behind it. I've heard some things about it. I didn't know necessarily that the government was funding it, but I thought you were talking about more so what was it, the Trump supporters that arrest the White House, the Capitol.
Yeah, there was FBI agents all in that thing, right? FBI it went to a hearing and was questioned, hey, were there or were there not FBI agents posing as citizens during January 6th? FBI response, we're not able to comment on that. But there's videos all over the place. I shared one on the podcast of people getting arrested at January 6th, taken around the corner, unhandcuffed, fist bumping the cops and leaving.
So you don't believe, bro, like you like there's certain, like anybody who is in a position of power, right? Even you, if you created a community, or even Pace. Sometimes I see it with Pace or just anybody in position of power. Like when somebody gets to a certain status, like some people are very easily manipulated, man. And if somebody says something, they just take it as, oh, where he said it, I'm gonna do it or whatever it is. That you don't feel like Trump creates that type of like culture for people to feel like they can be brave and be more like,
of course he does.
With
It would be naive
racism and certain stuff like that.
Of course he does. Of course he does. I just don't think it's played out the way people say it did. Here's why. I genuinely think, I mean, we discussed this. We disagree on this. I don't think Donald Trump racist. I think he's privileged. I think he's a little bit ignorant to cultural needs in certain parts of the world. I just don't think he understands that, right? And I think that privilege taints his perspective on struggles in the inner city. I think that's an obvious thing. That's probably been changed a lot by his presidency and him having to actually go into these communities. But go look up his, like, if you watch the PBD podcast with him, he talks about it. Bro, go look at the HBCU. Look at the HBCU people and just listen to that alone. The HBCU people used to go to Washington every single year during Obama, and they got disrespected every single time. Right? I'm summarizing a lot. They went during Trump.
By
Obama. Disrespected. Funding was either cut or denied. Every single time they went. What's that?
I say HBCUs are super underfunded. A lot of them are risks and just disappearing because of that.
Donald Trump came into office. Look this up, bro. This is how you can prove facts versus conjecture, facts versus news manipulating things, right? Donald Trump, first time he heard about it, he denied their request. Do you know why? He said it's too small. He gave them more than they asked for.
The HBCUs?
Yep. He said, this is good. I appreciate your request. I'm sorry it's been denied for so long, but I don't like this request. This is not enough money for what you guys need to accomplish. You guys are important. I'm giving you more than what you're asking for. Right? The HBCU people came so often. They loved coming. The HBCU leaders said, you are the only president in all the time we've been doing this that has been this supportive and this helpful. The one that everybody's calling racist was the most supportive of any president, including a black president, right? HBCUs are on record for this. This is not wrong, right? Van Jones reached out to him about a criminal reform thing. Just so you know this, right? You can watch the PBD podcast. He talks about both of these things. I think it was Van Jones was on record. Van Jones shits on Trump publicly all the time, constantly talking bad about him, right? Van Jones called Trump after all the shit he talked about him and says, hey, I need you to help me. I don't remember the city, but this city is about to pass a criminal reform bill that is going to negatively impact people of color in extremely difficult ways, right? The senator or governor that was getting ready to pass it was going to pass it because it was what he ran on. His whole campaign was on criminal reform. He got elected on criminal reform. But the criminal reform bill was going to negatively impact people of color so drastically that people were reaching out. They got to Van Jones. Van Jones, who was shitting on Trump all the time, reaches out to Trump and says, hey, I know you know the guy that is getting ready to pass this thing because you helped him get elected. Can you do anything about that? Trump was like, this is his whole platform. This is a huge ask, right? Donald Trump calls the guy. The guy says, I know why you're calling. I'll change it tomorrow. Whole thing got thrown in the garbage because Donald Trump made a phone call. Van Jones was on the record saying he was very cautious with the way he said it, but he even credited Trump for it, right? When you look at the facts, bro, he has just done more, right? We ain't going to talk about Harris and what she did for the people of color, right? She was locking him up left and right for some weed charges, right? But the summary, bro, is like when you really, really do the research, I think he's a privileged dude. That's obvious. I think he says stupid shit just like everybody else does. I say stupid shit all the time, right? So that's obvious. I can't take that. I'm not going to present he ain't no saint. That's for damn sure. But I think he's done a lot for people of color. So my summary, bro, like when we go back to like January 6th, here's my opinion. 2016, 2020, all of the unrest and the riots that took place. When you look at the BLM riots, did you see the videos where people were like, where did these bricks come from? There were pallets of bricks just dropped off on street corners. Did you see those?
No.
Bro, you can look this up. There are countless cities where BLM riots took place and the buildings were getting burnt up, where you got
I heard they were bringing like out-of-towners, people who weren't even from the town. And do a
no,
lot of that shit,
buses.
Bro. Outsiders.
It happened here in Albuquerque. I drove by one.
In Detroit, bro.
Buses of people wearing all black with masks were getting dropped off. Pallets not in every city, but in some cities, pallets of bricks where there was no construction. So you got pallets of bricks with no construction and city buses bussing in people wearing black masks and all black outfits. Every single thing. And every time they showed up, buildings burnt down. Why is this? So they researched it. You know who the owner of the buses was? The Soros Foundation. All of the Democrats' biggest donor. Right? So the same people who pays for the Clintons and Harris and Obama, the same guy who funds their stuff, was funding all of that. Just so you know, you look up George Soros. George Soros is historically known for toppling, meaning completely destroying at least 5 governments. Like, the country existed, Soros came in, country didn't exist anymore. Historically factual. You can prove this. And then you got this guy paying for riots in the country. So what does that mean? I don't know. This is a conspiracy theory, bro. All we're doing is making assumptions. Or we're reading a room, we're using some basic observation skills, and we're using some deductive reasoning. What I think happened is, regardless of this guy's imperfections, which all of us have, I think that what they were trying to do is make him look so bad that they were willing to fund destruction of America if they could make it look like he was the reason it was happening. And it worked. And that's why for his entire presidency, everything felt so bad, because they were paying for it to look that bad. January 6th, the federal government initiated that. Of course, he had followers in there that were about that life. But if you look at the tapes, most of those people were let in. There's a lady that's in prison right now, 25 years. She said, I walked in there. I wanted to walk into the building and I wanted to pray. And that's what I did. The police opened up the door. They let us walk in. I walked around and I left. That's all I did. She's serving 2 decades in prison, an elderly lady. Right? Now you got all of the BLM people that were burning buildings down. No charges, no time. That lady who walked in the building was authorized to enter by the police and the security of the building 20, 25 years. So was everybody else. But there is tapes of the police opening the door and giving them a tour. At the end, there's one of the times, it's on my YouTube. At the end of one of them, after the cops are like, all right, guys, time to go. And all of the rioters Literally walked out, said, "Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. God bless you guys." This is the rioters on tape. You can see the tapes. And now this is why people believe that the January 6th tapes will not be posted online. You got to go to you got to register and go and see them in person. So I genuinely think that's what it is. But the reason why I don't think it's going to happen now, the reason why I don't think it's going to be bad anymore is because there's no reason for it. He can't run again. So I think that the riots aren't going to happen again because no one's going to pay for those riots anymore. I don't think the riots happened because people were that sad. I think the riots happened because they were paid to happen. And then once all the fire started, it's groupthink. And then other people who weren't paid start getting involved because there's already a fire. We may as well just flip some shit over. That's how I think that played out. Could be wrong, but that's just what I think.
No, I don't deny that there's always some fishy stuff in the government, man. I mean, it's the biggest damn gang there is, you know, and they're doing stuff legally. My thing is, DQ, when it comes down just to how I grew up and everything, man, regardless of how much good someone does, right? If you do certain things that where I have to question your character or act a certain way, man, I'm gonna keep my distance from you, man, and I'm gonna be like, you know, whether it be saying racist shit or you just do certain things, you know, like there's certain people I grew up with, right? I'm the type of person that's like, you do something shady to me once, man, or act a certain way, I'm gonna keep my distance because it's like it's not that I don't want. It's like the saying goes, right? Like it's not that I don't want you to eat anymore, right? I'm not gonna try to take food off your table, but you sure as hell ain't gonna eat at my table, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's truth to that.
From you.
And I respect that. I think there's a lot of value in that. But here's the other side of that. And I know this because I've been on that side, right? I wasn't the popular kid in school, right? I was the kid that got jumped and picked on when I was in school, right? Not high school, but middle school and before that. Dean, let's call that guy, bro. Shoot me the info. Let's call him. And so I remember not being the popular guy. And so what I remember is when you're not the popular guy, you're the guy that's getting jumped. The cool kids say shit, everybody laughs. But if they say something bad about Jack, guess what? All the cool kids are talking shit about Jack. Well, now those rumors are spreading. Everybody believes it. It doesn't need to be true, right? So if Jack says something that even remotely sounds like the joke, well, now not only are they going to believe the joke, but they're going to think that Jack just confirmed the joke. Even though it's not true, because they're already looking for something to prove what they already believe to be true. It's called confirmation bias. So what happens is if we say Trump's racist, right? Or if I say Iran's racist, the second Iran or Al says something that slightly seems racist, we don't hear it for what it is. We hear it as a confirmation for what we already believe to be true. Now, independent of the accusation of racism, we might have let that comment slide because we didn't have anything to read into it for. But because we now already have a foundation that's forcing us to read into things for more than what they are, now we're reading into it because the seed was sown. Does that make sense? And I think a lot of that's what happens with Trump because we already have the foundation, we're reading into stuff that otherwise, had we not had that foundation, we
it
might have
definitely influences you. But I'm talking about more so you've even admitted before, bro. He does not give himself a chance with the stupid shit he be saying, bro.
Nah,
I'm not going about rumors. It's just like sometimes the shit he says or acts is like, damn, bro, you're just digging a bigger hole for yourself.
Yep, which is true. But having a big mouth does not make you a bad person. It just makes you sound like one. And I think for me, I have to make a choice, right? And this is the tough part because I can't tell you you're wrong for your perspective. We're gonna make a call. We're gonna make a seller call once Dean gives me this info, guys. What I think this is just a personal stance that we all have to take, right? I think that there is value in your perspective. Yo, I'm good. You said something that seems suspect, I'm gonna write you off. You are now categorized for me, and I'm gonna keep my distance. I get that. I understand that. That's a safety measure, and I don't not understand that. But if I'm the guy that's getting written off, then I'm going to say, well, why do I keep getting written off by people because of rumors? Don't I deserve the benefit of the doubt? So when I ask myself, how am I going to factor that? I have a hard time writing people off just because everybody else has too. Because I know what it's like to be written off. I know what it's like to be judged based on third-party conjecture, and I don't like it. So I want to reap what I sow, if you will. And I don't want to sow that into somebody's life. And so by that thing, now I have a very difficult decision to make. Do I want to write people off because I feel justified in doing so? Or do I want to do the harder thing and give people the benefit of the doubt, even if that means I got to put a little bit more effort or take a little bit more risk? I opt for the latter. And I understand why people wouldn't, but I do, because I would like that courtesy for me if I was ever the guy having rumors spread. And because I have been, I know what that feels like.
Yeah, and like I mean, it's more of a survival instinct for me. I totally get what you mean by that, right? You can't go off of what other people are saying and stuff, regardless of what somebody says about somebody. You gotta see what type of person they are themselves. But it's like that's different when you know somebody or interact with them personally. I guess for me, it's just like, hey man, I'm not sitting around trying to find out too much info about certain people, mess around and catch a stray. You know what I'm saying? It's a survival instinct for me, man. More so, you know. But I know what you mean. I mean, but I guess I don't care enough to do too much research on certain things, I guess. So I can't. That's why I always say I can't argue with you about certain things, bro, because I don't know enough about it. And I tell you, like you have more education on certain things, and I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna listen to somebody's opinion. I'm not gonna argue with somebody. I just know where I stand with certain things. If I really want to debate or go into something, it's like I need to educate myself more on it before I even could do that.
And I respect that. The only thing I would even say in response to that is if I'm challenged, because I can't tell you you're wrong for that. If I were to challenge you, the only thing I would challenge you is if you acknowledge that you're not qualified to have a full opinion because you're not willing to do the research because it's not that important to you, then I would say, then how do you feel like you're qualified to write them off?
If you're I didn't say I was qualified to write them off. I'm saying I could speak my opinion of what I've seen on how I see somebody act. I'm not going off of hearsay. I'm just saying that if I see somebody act a certain way, I have a right to feel how I feel about a certain person by their actions. You see what I'm saying?
Sure. It'll be interesting, man. It'll be interesting to see what these next couple of years look like. Everybody out here that was on the other side aggressively are concerned the world about to come to an end. I don't know. So far, it doesn't look like that, but we'll see.
Man.
Time will tell.
You know what's crazy is how at my daughter's age, my oldest daughter is 9. And like even kids and stuff were talking about this election, bro. To the point where I didn't even know, like she was watching a YouTube video on TV in the morning after the election, the results came out, and I guess the results popped up. And then she got all emotional about it. And I'm like, who done brainwashed you at 9-year-old to the point where you cared as much about this, right?
Yeah.
And I had to tell her, I said, when you get home today, you're still going to have your Halloween candy. And I said, and your mom and dad are still going to be cool as shit. I said, why do you care about this? A 9-year-old, bro. It's crazy how media and everything makes somebody care.
That part right there.
Kids at school are teasing about this. I said, man, care less about that. You're 9-year-old, like worry about taking care of business in school and having fun and being a kid. I don't care about no damn.
That's the part right there. That's that brainwash part right there that we got to do something about. Big respect to you, man, for just, you know what I mean, not letting that stuff go through. Dangerous, bro. Dangerous. Dean, what's the situation here, bro? Who am I calling? What are we doing?
So his name is Dean as well. And
is he the better Dean?
I'm the better one.
Okay.
So he got divorced. He started to do some work on the property, just tired of it. He just wants to get rid of it. He just came to the price. He wants 200. He listed it with a real estate agent like 3-4 days ago. And the ARV is around 240. We had a really decent conversation. I really didn't know how to approach the call right now. Just to explain him about why it does, what's the situation, why it's better to work with us instead of, you know, just making this deal done and go for the
Oh,
next
wait,
step.
hold on. What you said this is a hot lead. What about this makes it hot?
That he just wants to get rid of it, and it's just about the price.
But he just literally listed it with a real estate agent. Is he under contract with them?
So he told me, if I will get my 200, I will sell it right away with no one involved in the middle.
But if he's already under contract with them, he doesn't have that option.
That's something that we'll have to check on the call.
Yeah, you got to realize when somebody say they list with the agent, you have to ask if they've signed an exclusive agreement because
Yeah, that's right. That's the thing that I didn't ask. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me call him. See what happens. He spells Dean with the EA, which I feel like is the better way to spell it. Are you sure you're the better Dean?
I'm the better one, but that's the most of the people how they're spelling it. With
Okay,
the,
so he's got the better.
EA.
You're the better Dean. He's got the better spelling.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
Your call has been forwarded to voice.
Dean. Now I know why you're not the best.
I told you, I'm better.
Nope, it's accurate.
You
He started talking and then it hung up.
Maybe he cried because he got divorced.
Possible.
Your call has been forwarded.
Try one more. He might yell at me because I'm triple dialing him.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a.
I quadruple dialed him. He may have blocked me. Es posible. I texted him though. Let's see what happens. Let us see. Okay. What else? What else we got before we wrap up? We should probably call Mustafa back. What do you think, Jamarco?
I like the idea. Mustafa,
like the idea?
properties needs to be taken down. The
Oh,
guy's
thanks.
selling. The guy's selling, so I like the idea a lot.
Eddie, where you at, Pumpkin?
Yo,
Can we do this deal or not, bro? What are you waiting on?
bro, I already called him. I'm about to go just knock on his door and go like, yo, we got shit to do.
You called him again this afternoon?
Yeah, I already called him again while we were.
Yeah, we
while
may
we were
have
on
to
Zoom.
do a door knocky.
Yeah.
John
You
can
gonna
tell
be
you how to knock. John got them heavy hands, so he knows he'll tell you how to knock so the guy answers.
This is a door knocking lead, bro.
Let's go. So you already know
Come
how now. You
on.
don't need help? My bad.
Come on,
Don't
man.
put your name, bro. My bad.
You gonna be available right now? I could probably stop by right now.
Am I gonna be available right now? I'm literally
Not right
sitting-
now, but like in the next probably 30 minutes.
Yeah, we can. If it makes more sense, you can always go tomorrow too. But if you want to go now, it's entirely up to you. Whatever you think is best. Whatever you think is best, bro.
Okay, we can just do tomorrow. I'm not too pressed on it.
Nah, we'll be good. I mean, it's only a $300,000 deal, so.
Should I go
now? Nah, bro. Do what you think is best, man. You know how to navigate this guy.
All
right. Jamarco, button your fucking shirt, dude. Jesus. You out here just scratching your nipples on YouTube, bro. Nobody trying to see that stuff, dude. Is this how Italians get down?
Bro,
This
you
is
look-
not-
What do you see? I don't see anything. It's hot.
What do you mean? It's hot. That's because you're in Miami, bro. Come over here. It's snowing. It's Christmas over here like it's supposed to be. Imagine wearing shorts on Christmas Day. What kind of life is that?
It's part of life.
Joe, what's going on, Pumpin? Joe, I'm gonna need you to know I take it as a personal slight that you're in none of my communities, so you can be in these Zooms directly. I just want you to know that. Don't you ain't got to do it. I'm just telling you, not doing it means it's a personal slight. But at least you're here on YouTube. That matters. All right, so we're gonna call Mustafa back.
Do you want to call the other guy? Or you want to underwrite it first?
Do I want to call the other guy? Do I want to underwrite it first?
Damon's Park guy. Favorite address.
Gianmarco, who's in the background? Who is that dude?
That is
Bro, Jack.
Glamoury
Jack,
Ross.
do you not know the answer to this question?
I typically ask questions that I don't know the answer to.
Bro, you spread with a spoon. How am I supposed to know if there's any logic to the decisions you make?
I just used a knife, man.
You used a knife to spread? Look at you growing already, dog. I respect it.
Or a granola bar. Relax. I'm nothing else.
Okay. Wait, you said what?
Man, I just want to know who's in the background. We don't-
Right, yeah.
Bro,
So the guy is in Glamoury Ross. That's the movie. You should watch. It's a movie about sales in real estate. The leads are shit. The guy comes in. and
oh,
gets-
boiler room?
No, not boiler room, bro. Stop it. You're disrespecting
Glenn
yourself.
Glamoury Ross. Glenn Glamoury Ross. That's the name of the
No,
movie.
that's not what it's called. Jamarco, you sound. I think I'm gonna close the whole community and start fresh.
Okay, Glenn.
Glenn. You're just saying Glenn. Is
Glenn-
Glenn Gary Glenn Ross?
Something like that. Let me double check.
What you mean? You go double check? Go ahead, bro. Double check. You see this right here? You can't really see it, right?
Glenn Gary Glenn Ross. Glenn Gary Glenn Ross. It's
Oh.
There you go.
Good thing I knew what I was talking. Hold on, Jack.
But this guy's Alec Baldwin is doing the bad guy in that. I mean, he's doing the closer. He comes in, he says, "Always be closing." Famous line in movies, "Always be closing." So it's interesting. Watch the movie. He's there like for 5 minutes, but it's hilarious. Treats them like shit.
See it? Do you see it on my wall? Move your head, Jamarco. Move your head.
Oh, nice. Always be closing. There you go.
Move your head, Jamarco. Just wait, no, you got attention. Okay, now that's before. Hold on.
I see it. I saw it. So it's like a 5 minute scene, but the guy comes and has the DQ method. You know, it destroys you morally.
Put that coffee down.
Yeah.
Coffee's for closers only. Bro, you
Exactly.
haven't seen this scene? Bro,
What
back in the
movie?
market, Glenn Gary Glenn Ross.
That's the title.
I'm sending you the link right now.
That's the
Guys,
movie?
yes,
Al
I'm gonna send-
Pacino.
no. Hold on. Let me just send you the link. I feel like I'm gonna get copywritten if I share it on live, right, Jamarco?
I don't know. Don't take it for Warner Brothers or something. Just take a secondary video from someone. I don't think it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine like that.
Hold on.
Great. I mean, depressing
This
at times.
thing's got 1 million views. How do I know? Copy link.
Who's the owner?
Some dude named Rich.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Just don't take it from Universal, whatever the
Bro,
distribution.
no. Upload this to my channel and see if it copyrights us, and then we'll just share it.
Let's do it.
Upload it to my channel and we'll see. I won't share it here yet, but I will share it. So, wait, Jack left. I was gonna tell him a whole story. Jack's out there grabbing another avocado so we can eat more. All right, I had to fix my camera. Yeah, what happened, Jack? Did your girl hear us clowning you?
You talking about me and my avocados?
Yeah, bro, you eat too much. Also, please get a plate. Ask your girl if you can use a plate. I know. I bet she uses a plate when she eats like a civilized adult.
Man, she eats. Never mind.
Yeah, so we used to have to watch. There was a couple scenes that we used to have to watch before we started work every day. So you would have to obviously, you would have to do role plays. You have to practice because you don't just show up to the game. You practice before you get in the game. So that was one thing that we would do. But then we would always watch clips of different movies. Boiler Room was one of the clips. This was one of the clips. I put the link in the chat. That's a classic. Like I've seen that thing God knows how many times. If did you upload it, Jamarco?
I'm still downloading it. Give me
Oh,
5
hurry
minutes.
up, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic, and it makes you a better closer, or at least it should. DQ closed this 307 from a reliable investor. It's a lot of words. I'm not reading any of that. Can you just tell me? Jamarco learned this morning what happens when you send me a text that long.
That was Nathan. Oh, Nathan's not here.
Yeah, that's cool. Tell me what happened.
This lady's about to fall behind on payments. Her house was hit by the hurricane. Being offered 50,000 more than ARV by a quote unquote reliable investor. My question is he a reliable money loser? Is his goal
money loser?
$1 million, lose 7 figures every year? Why lose 6 when you can lose 7? Yeah, nobody said that her daughter walked in, so she had to get off the phone or something.
I don't understand what's happening. So she's gonna take that. Yo, it's snowing like crazy out here right now, y'all.
It's I don't care what she wants. It just looks like, proper like real motivation,
Let me just call her.
high equity.
When
You
did he
sure?
talk to her? Just now?
Yeah, I think she hung up, like not hung up on him, but had to get off the phone because her grandson walked in the home. I
She
don't know.
doesn't
If
know.
Nathan was here, it'd be easier. It's up to you, man.
All right, bet. Can you give me a quick MAO on that real quickly? I'm gonna go take a picture of the snow and grab myself a water because I haven't drank any water all day. And then I'm gonna call this seller and I'm gonna try to close the seller. Anybody in YouTube, if you've seen Glengarry Glen Ross, or if you've watched the famous Glengarry Glen Ross clip, please say yes. If you haven't, please say no. I will provide the clip so you can become a better closer. You don't even need to join any of my communities if you want to become a better closer. Just watch that clip and then you'll close like the best of them. It's kind of how it works. Not really, but
It's everything.
clickbait title. Yo, this snow, I wish I could take you guys. Actually, I'm going to take you guys outside. Look at the snow. Hold on. Y'all are going outside with me real quick. How do I join this thing? Let's see.
By the way, the clip is copyrighted, so we cannot share it online.
I don't know what you just said.
There's a copyright on the clip with Alec Baldwin.
Oh, okay. So we can't share it. All right, let's not do it. Coffees for closers only. All right, BRB, watch this.
Give me an MAO, Al. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Harder. Yo, what's good? Hold on. Okay. Swap. Look at this. Y'all see that?
That New Mexico, bro? That's your
Damn,
house?
New Mexico, that's happening?
Yes, sir.
What a trip.
That's crazy, right? Y'all,
Yeah.
all of these trees this morning were weighed all the way down like that one, but down, all the way down. And this
Wow.
thing was deep. This is New Mexico though. It zoomed it melts. So this was super deep. And then by this morning it was gone. But yeah.
What's your temperature outside?
I don't know. Cold enough. Below 32 is my guess.
Wow.
Look, these are our broccoli and our cauliflower. We should probably bring them inside.
Look
at this. Fantastic. So there you go. All right, hold on. Let me go back to my computer. Daniel, I was trying to call and it sounded like you were trying to answer, and I'm not sure what happened. My name is Daniel. I'm actually giving you a call because the other dean from my team had reached out to you. He was talking about making an offer on the property. Looks like maybe you're working with a realtor. I just wanted to follow up. He asked me to reach out to you to see if there was a way we could make you an offer on this deal or not, and just decide if it's worth working with you or we need to move on.
What kind of money you looking at, man?
It depends what kind of money you need.
Well, I'm at 225.
That's what you owe, or that's what you want?
That's what I'm looking to get.
Gotcha. Okay. 225 is your goal. How much you want, if you don't mind me asking?
That's kind of personal, man.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes it helps. We offer different approaches towards buying deals, and we can get creative, and that kind of helps us get people more money, but you don't have to share if you don't want to.
I understand all that, man. Here's the deal. I'm getting a divorce.
I'm sorry.
I know you guys are. I know you guys are trying to. I don't know if you flip houses or if you fix them up and rent them out. I don't know. You're calling me all the way from Florida. It's so hard.
I'm actually calling you
I
from
don't-
New Mexico, but I was in Florida, so I'm all over the place.
I get it, man. You know, I got a nice house.
Okay.
It could be very nice. It's in a great neighborhood, probably the best neighborhood in my city. As far as the city goes, I pay city taxes, you know.
Okay.
It needs a roof, couple windows.
Okay.
I don't know. I like to, if you came over 200,000, I'd be looking at it.
Okay. I'm pulling it up as we speak, trying to take a glance at it. When was the last time you did any major updates, or have you? Is it just kind of looking original?
I just did my living room, dining room floors. I refinished them both. They came out beautiful. Both those all the walls are painted real nice. Living room and dining room. I got 2 bedrooms downstairs. I got I live in like a bungalow, old style bungalow built in 29.
Okay. Kitchen looks like it has original floors. Is that still the case, or did you take those up?
It's all original.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
It's all hardwood, built in 29. Everything's original. All my framing, my mop boards, my quarter rounds, everything's all original. I have a built-in cabinet in the kitchen. Kitchen floors all hardwood. I'm getting ready to refinish that. I got an upstairs bathroom that I gutted out. I'm going to fix that unless somebody wants to buy it the way it sits, because you know I got some. That's where I raised my family in the house, man. It's where I was married for 25 years, and
sure.
My wife left 9 months ago. I got some bad memories in her. She took fucking everything.
Jesus.
So I got to make a decision. I had to sell my restaurant because of this fucking divorce. I sold my business. I had to sell my house. Sold a car. Fuck, I don't know. You know that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah. Dude.
So if I could dump it early and make some money on it. You know, the money's going to go into my lawyer's trust till we figure out what the hell we're going to do with the money. I owe 70 grand on it. That's it. 65 grand or something like that on it.
Okay. First and foremost,
I don't know. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm like I said, if you're looking to flip the house, fix it up and flip it, probably cost you 25 grand to get my house set up to where it's ready to get the top value out of it.
Yeah.
It could be very easy 250 in this market right now.
Yeah, but if I buy it for 225, put 25 in it, sell it for 250, I just lost 40 grand.
I'm not asking you to buy it for 225.
Okay.
I understand that. You know, I've been a salesman my whole life, so.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you this, man.
I wouldn't want you to do that. I think you'd have to put a roof on. It probably cost you 15 grand. You want to do every window in my house? I think there's 25 fucking windows. I think you probably cost you 10 grand. So I'm thinking 25 grand. You probably got 2 grand. You can fix up the $1,000. You can fix up the bathroom upstairs, finish the floors. I bet you could be all in it for about $26,000 of repairs complete, where the house is 100% ready to sell.
Okay.
100% top value out of it. The neighborhood you can't beat, is what I'm telling you. My neighbor bought his house, I don't know, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, for $190,000, and it's smaller than mine, maybe 1,100 square feet. 1,200 square feet. My next door neighbor directly.
Okay.
And mine's 1,800 square feet with a full basement with no leaks.
Okay. Let me ask.
I mean, that's where I'll be honest with you, man. That's where I'm at.
No, I appreciate the honesty.
Would I like to dump it without a realtor? Absolutely. I don't want to pay all those realtor fees. That's why I can take less money.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I had a guy, I'll be honest with you, I had a guy about 4 months ago offer me, his mother, was a pastor of a church in town. His son runs the church. He was a former pastor. He's from Tennessee. He's moving back to Wisconsin. And he says, hey, I had it for sale by owner's son there. He drove by, I put my phone number, he calls me up, and he used to come into my restaurant, so we knew each other. He says, Dean, I don't want to insult you, but I'll take 200. I buy your house. I want to move back home, help my son with the church. I'll give you 200 grand. I don't want to insult you, but I'll give you 200 grand. And I passed on it because I know what the market is.
Yeah.
You know, right now, fuck, I'd probably take it.
Yeah.
That's, I'm gonna be honest with you. For cash, with no realtor fee.
No,
You
I
know.
appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let me ask you this.
So I don't want to waste your time or mine. I can't give it away, man. I just can't. You know, that sentimental value thing, it's like a 1950 Ford Mustang or something. I don't know.
No, I get. Well, let me ask you this, man. First and foremost, it's got to be a tough situation. I'm sorry you're even having to go through all this, man.
It sucks, man. Believe me. I fucking lost my mind. I was like the Statue of Liberty for about 4 months. I couldn't fucking move. Sold my business. And, you know what I mean?
No, that's tough, man. That's tough. I'd love to help. Let me ask you this. What happens, and I hate to paint the worst case scenario, but I just want to be like, what happens if you can't get the money that you need? Like, is this a thing that you have to sell? Or like what?
No, I could buy her out. That's probably, if I don't sell it, I'm gonna fix the house up, buy her out and rent it out and go get another house. You know?
Gotcha.
That's probably what I'm gonna do because I just can't live there anymore. It's not
memories. No, it's too much. I get that.
So that's where I'm at. I mean, how long you been doing what you do?
In real estate, just under 5 years. I did different business before that. I used to be a business consultant before that, but I got into real estate right around the pandemic.
Perfect time.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was actually doing a government contract. I used to help local businesses, and I was in the middle of a government contract. Pandemic hit, and all the businesses I was supposed to be helping got closed. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do now? So I looked into it and realized I kind of like this industry, and I actually started doing a lot of consulting in the real estate space. Got in it really. Everything I do, I've always done to help. Right, didn't come from anything. Had to kind of figure it out on my own, and realized if I can help someone get over a problem, and real estate's a great place to do that because I can help people similar situations like yours, people who are in bad situations. I can help them, but then I can also help people who are like, you know what? I'm tired of this 9-to-5 kicking my ass. I don't have any retirement. How am I going to provide for my kids? Well, I can help them get into real estate investing and set up a future for them, right? So I get to help not only sellers of properties, but people looking to set up a new lifestyle for them. So it's been a really, really cool journey for me so far.
Oh, that's fantastic, man. I tell you what, I always tell my staff, man, you don't come to work like you need the money, man. Do not ever do that. You come to work to help people out, to service them. The money will come.
That's it.
And I believe it.
That's it.
So I've just been in fucking limbo, bro. I tell you, it's a part of grieving, I guess. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's your whole life, right? I mean, you said 25 years. Jesus.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I'm going to be 57 years old, man. And like I said, I had a fucking business where I used to have a 15-table diner, and I was doing $600,000 a year out of a 15-table diner.
That's tough. And now you kind of got to start over.
I got to start fresh, man. So, you know, well, it is what it is, man. It's
yeah, but hey, here's the cool thing about fresh starts. As bad as they are, they're fresh starts. So you can make it whatever you want, you know?
That's right. That's right. I just thought I would live my life, you know, with my wife for the rest of my life. You know, I got 2 kids in college, and I got to make some decisions. Am I going to buy another building, open up another place? Do something like that. The market's so high right now, as you well know, everything's going skyrocketed. You know, you put something on the market, people are paying 20 grand over, 30 grand over. You know, and I can't even get what I'm asking, even though my house has only been on the market 4 days. And so I don't know.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at, man. I'd love to let you have my business. I really would, but I just can't give it away right now. I'm not there yet, and I'm not broke yet. You know.
Let me do this, man.
You know what I mean?
Here's one of the things I'll tell you. Let me tell you a couple things that I think are even more important than the house itself. One, I'm really appreciating the conversation, man. I think that from a character and integrity standpoint, you and I sound like we're pretty aligned. That matters to me because, again, it's why I got in the business. So here's what I'll tell you. Tell me if this works for you. I don't know if I can buy this house from you. Here's what I do know. I do know that if anybody can find a solution, I'm the guy. I don't know many people who can find a better solution than I would be able to find for you. And the people who can find a better solution than me are probably friends of mine. So if I can't do it, I can call them. That being said, here's what I'll say. Whether I can buy your house or not, I'm happy to give you at least the top handful of options that are available for you. So even if I'm not your guy, you know what the best decisions on the table exist for you happen to be, and you can just make an informed decision. Is that fair for you? Does that work?
It is fair, man. You seem like a decent guy. I mean, you seem like a sharp guy too. I appreciate that.
100%.
Get back to me.
Yeah. So we'll
Get
do
back
that.
to me, will you? Get back to me, and that's where I'm sitting with the house. Like I said, I'm not broke. I don't need to sell it. I could buy her out. You know.
Okay.
You know what I mean, that kind of thing. I'd have to give her $65,000 or $70,000, whatever. You know.
Sure.
I could put the roof on myself. I could put the windows in myself. I could do all that kind of work just out of doing it for years, that kind of thing, just by trial and error shit.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't need to sell the house, but man, I'd love to get the hell out of here tomorrow.
No, I
You
get
follow
it,
what
man.
I'm
Well,
saying?
and here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, like, the way I see it is a bad truth is better than a good lie. I don't know if this is something that your agent told you, or maybe you're just looking at information that, I mean, you don't do this every day. It's hard to keep up with it.
I don't do it every day.
Yeah.
no.
So that 20-30 over asking ended a little over a year ago, man.
Oh, did it?
Oh, yeah. Now, there was a time, 100%. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you would have got that easy. Now, they're sitting there. They're sitting there all day long because people don't need to buy, because it's an election year, because all of these things, the interest rates are still high. They just dropped another quarter point today, but we're still not at a point where the market is in a position that it's a seller's market. It's just not. It's a buyer's market because the market's scared. So people who need to sell have to be willing to bend to the market's needs and be willing to work with the buyer, because buyers have options, unfortunately. So now a real estate agent's job is to get your hopes up that they can sell the deal as high as possible. That's their job. And their job is to try to do that. But you have no idea every single day how many deals I look at that have been sitting there for 30, 60, 90, 6 months. And then
That's
they're
so
like,
good.
I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. It's because nobody's telling you the truth, man. This is why I always tell people, even if I can't buy the house, at least I can tell you the truth when nobody else is.
You know what? You're gonna be a very successful man if you operate in that fashion.
It's the
I
only
can
way to
tell
do
you
it,
that
man.
right now.
I got to go to sleep at night. I got to put my head on my pillow. And if I can't wake up being proud of myself, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
I like you, bro. You're a good man. I'm serious. I know. I've been reading people my whole fucking life, man. And I tell you what, you're a sound guy. I don't know if you're talking out of both sides of your mouth or not, man. But I tell you what, you sound like an honest guy to me.
I appreciate
And
that, man.
I appreciate you talking to me. You kind of helped me out at least a little bit mentally. I know you're in the business to make a few bucks, and I just can't give my house away yet. Like I said, I live in as far as the city of Racine goes, I live in probably one of the best neighborhoods in the city.
Okay.
I really do. I mean, is it the fanciest homes in the city? Not by far. But for this has been a blue collar town since the 40s. It's a meat and potato town. Used to be loaded with factories and that kind of thing. It's for this city, for this town, for middle class housing, a couple $100,000 houses. This is the neighborhood, and that has to play a part into what people are looking at.
Yep.
Houses in the ghetto right now in Racine, I just seen one sell for $160,000, smack dab in the hood.
Wow.
Smack dab in the hood. A two up or down, 2 rental unit, but smack dab in the hood, right in Hoodville, and it sold for $160. So I'm talking a single family home, possibly 4-bedroom home, 2-bath home. Decent sized home with a full basement. I gotta get $200,000 for it. I pay taxes at $220.
Jesus. Okay.
So I pay taxes at $220. So I'm not out of reach. You know what I'm saying?
No. It doesn't sound like it. Let's do this. Let's stay in contact. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Anybody who tells you otherwise probably ain't looking out for you. I appreciate everything you said. I feel likewise. I love dealing with straight up people. It just makes everything go better. And then I feel better about myself. You know what I mean? I've had to help people who weren't the greatest people. And then I go through all this work and then they try to rip me off for $5,000 at the back end of things. And it's like, I feel good that I did the right thing, but it's just, it feels a little bit less good that I did it for that kind of person. You know what I mean? And I don't get that vibe from you.
Let me ask you a question. Where are you originally from?
I was born on a military base in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
Yep. And then I moved around a lot growing up, joined the military young at 17, moved around a lot after that. And then I ended up back here about 10 years ago.
Oh, that's good. That's okay.
Yep.
That's where you're comfortable at, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's snowing right now. It's beautiful outside. I like winter. I'm a big winter fan. I'm a Christmas whore. I'm the guy that puts his Christmas tree up too early and then leaves it up too long and everybody makes fun of. And I'm okay with that.
That's okay. That's okay. Christmas time is for joy, man.
That's
Don't
it,
forget
right?
that.
That's what I try to tell everybody.
Hey, how can you go wrong when you come home and you still got Christmas lights up in March?
Thank you
Yeah, I mean,
very much. I'm gonna tell my lady you said that, so that way she doesn't get
Do
any
that
shit
because
about it.
I tell you what, I used to run my Christmas stuff at my restaurant till April. People are like, you ever gonna take this shit down? I said, whenever I get the feeling, I'll take it down.
You know that means you're at least half Puerto Rican. You know that, right?
What?
That means
What
that's
was
a
that?
Puerto Rican habit, bro. If you keep your Christmas lights up till April, you're definitely Latino. Even if you're not, you are. Just so you know, you're officially a Latino. Honorary.
Hey, nice talking to you, bud.
Likewise, man. Hey, let's stay in contact. This is my number. Text me if you need anything. Let's stay in contact.
will.
I'll go. Let me ask you this: are you under an exclusive contract with this agent, or do you have the ability to sell otherwise?
Look, my oldest son, okay, I have 3 kids. My oldest boy, he's 36. This is his mother. This is my college sweetheart.
Okay.
So I can jump out of this contract anytime I tell her.
Okay, perfect. So you're listed with your ex?
I'm listed with my not the one I'm getting divorced with. This is my I was never married.
Oh, your son.
My
Okay,
college
gotcha,
sweetheart.
gotcha. Okay, so you can get out of that no problem if a better situation arises.
Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic. Here's what I'm going to say, man. Let's stay in contact, brother. If you get another offer that sounds fantastic and you have questions, reach out to me. I'll review an agreement for you. I'm not going to charge you anything. I'm legitimately happy to help. Even if you get a better offer and sell somebody else, don't feel bad about reaching out to me and just getting my opinion on it, man. Happy to do it.
You're a good man.
Appreciate you, man. Let's stay in contact. Look
Take
forward to
care of
talking to you.
yourself.
Likewise.
All right, bud.
I like you.
He's a good dean, right? You know what I mean? You got some competition in the dean department.
Let's see.
All right, guys. What do you, Dean? Everybody else, what are your thoughts on the call? Give me some feedback. All the things.
I don't think he liked it when you called him Puerto Rican, bro.
You know, he ended the call quick. That's all right though. It's good. I just need to know who I'm dealing with.
No, that was a good call, bro.
Yeah, he sounds like a good dude. He sounds like he's going through a tough time, and his numbers are wrong. Right? And so who's all dealt with this? We deal with this all the time. What do you do when somebody's numbers are unrealistic? You got a couple options. Move on to the next lead or help them until they come to the realization that they need to do something different. That's your choice. I opt for the latter because what's the saying? The fortune's in the follow-up. So this is a guy you stay in contact with. This is a guy you follow up with. This is a guy that you work with. This is a guy that eventually, when he comes to the realization what he's doing is not going to work, you can work it out. Cool thing about this is he's looking to split equity and do all these different things. You can offer to partner with him. You can offer to buy out half of the deal. Like there's so many different approaches you can take towards this thing. You never really know, right? So I think this is a good guy. I think it's possible that you can continue to do a follow-up with him and then end up working out a deal, but he's just not ready yet. But the trick in this one is just staying in contact via text, staying in contact via phone call, and then just kind of moving forward.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you, man.
Hey, DQ, what would you say the cadence would be for this type of guy to stay in contact with him?
Regularly. I would treat this guy more of as a rapport follow-up than a business follow-up. Hey, man, just checking in. Hope you're doing well. Great chatting with you. Talk soon, right? Then a couple of days later, you can check in. I wouldn't stick this in like a weekly or a bi-weekly. I would just reach out periodically. Here's the thing. There's good rapport here, but guys like this are going to make quick decisions. He's an emotional guy, right? He's a strong guy. Most strong dudes are also emotional. We discussed this yesterday. So he's an emotional dude. Cool thing is he's willing to admit that. What's that mean? Somebody comes to this guy with a better offer tomorrow. He is not going to wait on that offer because he liked me. He's just not. He's going to take the better deal, call me up and say, hey, sorry. He didn't make any commitments to me. He has no commitments to keep with me.
Yeah.
So that's where following up consistently is important. And coming up with a viable offer is important. So the first step outside of follow-up would be, for me, let's just talk. Hey, what's going on? How are things going? Okay, here's my offer. I know this offer isn't going to work for you today, but in the future, if you don't get what you want, you have a backup, and here's what that backup looks like. That's probably the right option with this guy. Now, what does that offer look like? Well, if we're going cash, this ain't going to work. We need to be 125 MAO on this guy, probably. You know, ideally, I would be anchoring this guy at 100. No way he's going to take that. So we have to just do some math on what is a creative deal. Maybe it's a hotel. Maybe a hotel is the better deal, right? Maybe we partner and do an ovation on it with an executory contract. And basically we work with him on the flip. It's traditional novation. Like, hey, let's partner up. We'll put the money in. We'll split the profits, right? There's a bunch of different approaches towards it. Dean, I would suggest, right, like brainstorm some ideas that you think make sense for the deal. If you want me to follow up, I can. If you want to follow up, you can. But I would just fully prepare, hey, this is not going to be the deal that you want, but this is the deal that you need to do. I don't need you to say yes right now. I just need you to know that unless you try to go a different route, of all the options, this is your best option. You're going to have a slower education conversation and then make that offer to him. He's probably going to be the guy that's going to have to let it sink in. This is a guy who thinks. So he's going to be thinking about this conversation, you know, for the next day or two, right? When you come back with an offer, he's going to do the same thing. There's a very, unless you happen to get him at the right move because he's emotional and he's like, you know what, screw it. Let's just do it. Then you got to move fast. That's a guy you got to have that contract to him in 20 minutes because if not, he may just overthink it and change his mind. You know what I mean? So, but if the greater likelihood is that he takes the time and he's like, you know what, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause and I'm going to think, give me a couple of days. Let me reflect on it. Probably not. And then he calls you a couple of days later. You know what? I was thinking about it. And I think that's the right way to go. He just needs to process it. And the reality is this guy's going through some hard stuff, right? This man had a whole life for 25 years. And then all of a sudden that whole life comes to an end. Everything about his life was different a year ago today. And now all of a sudden everything, his business, his life, his wife, his everything is right. So it's tough. Of course, he's going to need to process this because it's an emotional decision as much as it is a financial one. Yeah. So yeah, that would be my follow-up, Randy.
Sweet.
Diabetic. I loved everybody's facial expressions when he was saying nice things about me. Y'all need to have those every single conversation. If you're not getting those every conversation, you're doing it wrong. All right. Anybody else?
I think to partner up with him about it, like to do like classic traditional novation will be a good idea. Of course, once we're settled all the numbers and make sure that we have enough margin in there. Or not. I don't know.
No. Sorry, I'm responding to a message. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea, man. But you just got to have good numbers. You have to have them really prepped.
Yeah. And it's a really decent area, I mean, to this city. So.
Okay, so he was right. It is a really good area?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay. You're an inspiration, Dean. If you need help with the deal, you want a JV on it, let me know. If you just want me to help you, you want to run it yourself, let me know. Whatever you think is best, dude.
I'm letting you know right now.
Okay,
I want to JV on this one, yeah.
Okay. Let's do it, dude. I would say are you cool with running and putting together some options with numbers? And then we can follow up with him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'll shoot him a text here in a little bit. Hey, just want to let you know. Great talking with you. And I'll do that. Since obviously he enjoyed the combo, it seems.
Yeah.
Carlos ain't lying. Carlos was joking, but he may have actually not liked the Latino comment, right? He might just be a racist dude. It's very possible because he got off the phone immediately after that comment. So it's possible. It is very, very possible that I lost him with that. And if I did, I don't care. I'm not going to get mad because I lost a deal with somebody who doesn't like Latinos. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not losing sleep over that. But he may have just needed to go. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'll follow up with him and we'll find out. And yeah, let's see what happens. We'll run some numbers. And then I think next week, Tuesday, back in here, which we may be going live Monday. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, y'all got to be a part of this thing. Even if you're in one of my communities, you could be here in the live. Guys, everybody that's watching on YouTube, we are about to go crazy with a year-end challenge. It's going to last a couple months. Goal is to make a bunch of money. Everybody in this thing is going, like, our goal is everybody's getting goals. We're working deals, right? So far, we're a little over $700,000 in the pipeline, and we haven't even factored everything. So it's probably more than that. If you guys are in one of the communities, you can come in the Zoom, you can JV, do all the different things. I have 2 communities. Links in the description on YouTube. If you're not, figure out how to connect, DM, whatever. You can watch on YouTube. Happy to help however I can. 2 communities now for different price points for people who are at different places. But if you guys are trying to do deals before the end of the year, definitely stay plugged in with what we're doing because we're about to be busting our backsides for the next couple of months to close out this year crazy strong. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm excited about that. We almost over $1 million in the pipeline, and we just started this week. It's crazy. We haven't even officially started. And this is a soft launch. Gonna be fun. So okay, Dean. By next week, it would be good to follow up with him too. You're attractive, Pumpkin. I appreciate you. I need to get the CRM out. Leave me. I don't. What happened, Jamarco?
It's Mustafa time now.
Mustafa time. After, let me see what Ivan's got or what Alon's got to say, and then we can Mustafa.
All right. Alon doesn't like Mustafa.
Bro, I just raised my hand. Why are you assuming stuff? Real quick. So this isn't gonna be a question. I'm just gonna say I'm excited because I start to go past or get past the tactics that you use. And now I'm more focused on or trying to understand like more of the profile building. Because in the end, it's like all like, relatively similar stuff, but then like actually taking a step back and asking yourself how, like, what's my strategy with this guy or how do I talk to this guy? That's like the next step. And I'm excited to learn about that.
Which like what I did with this guy?
Was that
like what I did with this guy? Or are you talking about with the deal that you're doing?
No, with this guy. So I know what I know, but I don't know what I don't know, right? So I notice things, but without context, it's hard to like see why. Like with this guy, I noticed that you speak faster, more direct, talk about business because he's a business guy. Okay, these are easy, but well, I don't know if easy, but more simple or more straightforward. But I'm sure there's other stuff in there, or like how you choose to just your strategy is follow up like that. I have zero context on what's the best way to go about this.
Yeah, if you run tactic first, you're always going to lose. Now you may win to a degree, but you're losing something. Just the way it works, you're going to lose something, right? Because you're going tactic first, and people aren't machines. You got to go people first. That's where the foundation is. So what I do with this guy, I read the room. If you want to simplify it greatly, you can say I mirrored. It's a little bit deeper than that. But whatever, we'll call it mirror for the sake of simplicity.
Resonated.
I resonated. There you go. I like that better. So I did that. Cool. But I recognized what was important to him. And it was paying attention to his situation. Guy's in a tough situation. Got a lot of emotions going on. He's struggling. Everybody else going to try to call him and do business with him. But who's going to call and listen to him? So if you notice, I paused every time. I let him speak. Try to jump in a couple times. There wasn't a window. So I just let him talk. I let him keep going. Right? And then what did I do? I took the time to acknowledge his concern. Right? I took the time to acknowledge his concern. What was his concern? This man just lost 25 years of his life, he feels like. Some people, what do I tell you guys all the time? You got to read the room. So when you lead with empathy, that's the right thing to do. Read their response. If you'd be like, yeah, but whatever. Yeah, I get it. Anyways, let's talk about the deal. But what did he do? He's like, thank you, man. It's tough. And I was like, yeah, man, that's 25 years. I sat there longer because he wanted the validation. He wanted to be heard. Why? This guy might be going through this by himself. Everybody he would have been going through it with are now no longer a part of his life. So he might be dealing with this on his own, right? I'm gonna tell you, grown men, y'all, any dude that's in here, y'all know being a man is not the easiest thing on the planet. Ain't nobody trying to care about your feelings. Ain't nobody trying to hear the struggles that you're going through. Nobody cares about that shit. You a man, go through it, which is bullshit, right? Because you can't be strong forever. And whether you guys want to accept it or not, what do I say all the time? People don't wake up hoping they go through a great sales process. Everybody wakes up wanting to be heard. Every human needs to feel understood. And when you can provide that for somebody, you are providing an invaluable thing. That's why it made me laugh when you guys all laughed when he was like, oh man, I really like you, dude. Just nobody, I really appreciate you. Everybody laughed. Why? Because how many times do you guys hear somebody say that to me? At what point you realize like maybe it's not a coincidence, right? Maybe there is a way to intentionally get almost every person you talk to feel so comfortable and safe with you that you continually and repeatedly hear lines like that, right? Al, what percentage of the calls do you hear me say? Do you hear people voluntarily, unprompted say stuff like that to me?
Yeah, maybe like half.
Why aren't you guys? Why aren't all of us? Right? Like, this is my focus. I think we really need to get to the point to where we're focusing on the right thing, and focusing on the person is the right thing, in my opinion. It's got to start there. So that being said, that's just my opinion on the topic. I think we can get there. But that to answer your question, bro, it's always profile building. And then I go from there. And I knew this guy needed emotion. Everybody else heard the fast talking. That was just me matching him and me vibing with him in a way that I know is going to resonate with him. That's his communication style. So, but I think what mattered more to him is me hearing him and allowing him to feel heard. Fun fact, once you understand personality types, you know what values resonate with them. So you simply have to mention the values that you know they're going to appreciate. And they'll be like, oh my God, I'm the same way. I know you're the same way. That's why I said that. Right? This is where intentionality comes into play. Right?
Imagine if it was Puerto Rican.
No, it would have been a rap if he was Puerto Rican.
It's like, how do you know?
He's secretly Dominican. Just didn't know.
Secretly Dominican.
Oh,
If he don't want to be Puerto Rican, he definitely don't want to be Dominican. So yeah, that's it.
All right, teach it, bro. Prove it.
Teach it. I'll do my best, man. Imagine
it.
if I had a community where people could see this stuff every single day. Imagine.
I bet you don't.
I bet I don't. Maybe I do.
Sorry, Dick. You quick question. I have to leave, but I might just hop on from my phone. Are you gonna make the other call? The Nathan one.
Make the other call. Guys, Jonah wants to know if I'm racist here too, or if it's just on the podcast. Can you guys answer?
Here too, but it's different. It's more family racism.
Like family racism, like Jewish racism. Is that how you guys are racist?
Racism around the dinner table with the kids.
with the kids.
These sellers were pretty racist today, man. And you know, one lady named her dog Jose. Come on, man. You naming your dog Jose? What kind of shit is that?
Oh, he named his dog Jose. She named her dog Jose, bro. Yeah, Jonah. One of us
felt all types of shots today, man, towards the Latino community, bro.
No. Family friendly. So Jonah wants to know if family friendly racism just means no hard R's. I feel like in Al's family, there's hard R's. I feel like there is. I'm just saying. I'm just sensing out what I'm thinking your family's like, Al.
Bro, my family, we speak Hebrew, so.
Is there a hard R in he? He didn't say no, Carlos. He didn't say no.
Yeah, but that's a yes or no type question, bro.
That's a yes or no question. All he said.
No, we don't. Like, because how would we do that if we speak Hebrew?
Oh, so he says it in a different language. So technically, he's escaping the hard R. You out on so you win on a technicality, is what I'm hearing.
I guess. I mean, you can speak Hebrew and be racist in Hebrew, and nobody's gonna know what you're saying.
Yeah, that's true. But no, you're not wrong, Carlos. I genuinely think that there is a possibility I lost your boy a little bit. I lost a little rapport when I went Latino because he got off the phone quick after that.
I felt it, bro. I felt it. It's like the whole dynamic. That's why I mentioned it. Because you're like, you might be half Puerto Rican, and he's just like, it was like I heard the music. It was like, wow, wow.
Yeah, it's possible. We'll see on the follow-up text what happens. It's the nature of the beast. It's like that. Jonah would be good being Puerto Rican because Jonah likes ethnic girls. He's a big fan of them. He also likes ladyboys, which are by definition ethnic. So it's on a podcast. I didn't say he said it. I'm just repeating his words. Okay, so we have an almost $800,000 pipeline so far. Close to $500,000 already under contract. We just started this week. We're gonna crush the rest of this year. We just got started. We didn't even start. Jonah, you should man up and join this challenge that we're doing, dog. Okay. Who else we got to follow up with? We got to follow up with it's not fake news. We're here. We got to follow up with text him. Que lo que hay, papi. That's what I'm going to test the seller. So we just call him the portfolio guy, right? Right? That's it. That's the last call.
Yeah, I would say
You would say
Canoga guy. We can.
Canoga. I don't know what Canoga is. You keep saying that like it means something to me, even though I already said that it doesn't mean anything.
It's the guy that I sent you this morning with a long message that you'd love to read.
Oh, all right. Let's call Mustafa. Mustafa. Say it again. 510.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message.
Mustafa, don't, bro. It's not how we get down. We're better than this.
Your call has been forwarded to an.
All right, he voicemailed me on that one. All right. Any final follow-up calls? He texted me, said I'll call back before we wrap. No? Going once, going twice?
Let's do the Nathan one tomorrow. Because he's
who?
The lead with Nathan in Florida.
Lead with Nathan in Florida. Yeah, it's a little bit late. Okay, cool. All right, y'all. Good wrap. Appreciate you guys. We did 6 hours yesterday, 5.5 hours today. Next week's gonna be fun. So my goal is to work on the CRM stuff, get all the stuff together over the weekend. Next week we should be in full effect. Anybody who's watching on the YouTube can come and hang out. We'll be going live probably every day that we're doing this. It's gonna be really, really fun. Goal is just to help people get as many deals as possible between now and the time that we wrap and see how many deals we can get with the community. I don't even know how many we're actively working right now. That's part of getting this tracker put together. But really, really appreciate you guys. John's going to be jumping in here. John, we got double it. We got hit 12 for you. We got a lot. We're going to do it. All right. Anybody final comments, questions before we go? No? Going once, going twice? Jack, I appreciate you, bro. Buy a plate. If you don't want to buy a plate.
See, I was eating out of bowl.
Oh.
I had Maduros. I had man, whatever.
Did you just try to say Maduros with a Spanish accent?
I had Maduros.
Look at you. Wait, hold on. Eddie, how are you door knocking? Eddie, you better take it off mute, bro. What are you doing? What are we supposed to do in this situation?
Well, I'd call you.
I thought we were doing this tomorrow. What's the plan? Am I getting on a phone? What am I doing? You got to call me on my cell phone. If we need to. Is he there? Imagine just randomly door knocking and not even telling us. We was about to close the whole Zoom. Let's see. Eddie just random.
He's not here.
He's not there? So he's actually doing stuff?
I guess.
So let's run it tomorrow, right? Unless you get a hold of him today. Call me if you do. We got to lock this up. We got a $300,000 deal on the line, bro. So let's close it. How do you feel about closing it though?
I need your assistance.
Well, that's what I'm here for, Pumpkin. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm available, even though we won't be on Zoom tomorrow. I'm available. If we need to hop on Zoom, we can. But if we need to just do a three-way call, I'm happy to do it. I will probably hop on the Zoom anyways if we do a three-way call. And then kind of go from there. But yeah, let's lock that up. Let's lock that up for sure. Let's try to get that done wrapped by this week.
Yeah, for sure. So I got these buyers lined up already too.
Yeah, we're good to go. Yeah, we got more investor lift options. Okay, Jack, what you got, Pumpkin?
Real quick, how do I do a Zoom link on either community?
I will give you guys, I will create a Zoom link tonight. What time are you running the virtual office tomorrow?
Bro, Eddie, Gianmarco, Idan, and I running every morning and every evening once we're done here. Virtual office. So
what's morning and what's evening? What time?
CS time, Central Time.
Oh, but like what time?
Yeah, morning is really, really broad.
Oh, like 9 a.m.
Okay, and then what's the other time?
Once we're done here.
They just immediately go over. I like it.
Yeah.
It's the freaking energy. All right, I appreciate you. So what I'm gonna do, once we wrap here, guys, I'm gonna create a Zoom link, right? A virtual office. I'm gonna post it in Mighty Networks with the host key. So anybody who launches it can log in with the host key. You'll have host permissions. All right. I'll create it. I'll post it over there. Y'all should have it within 10 minutes. All right. I would do it here on the Zoom, but it's just going to be awkward me sitting here in silence and do it. I will create it, give you the host key. Y'all will have that. And then I will let you guys, actually, I will post it in the school community today. And I will pin it so that way everybody has it. So every single day, if you guys want to start it at any given point, like let's say, Jack, you log in there and Dean's sleeping or he's making spaghetti and you're like, I want to make phone calls. Well, then you just launch the Zoom and you'll be host until somebody else gets in, right? And that way, even if you guys are working by yourself, if we have that thing running 24/7, I'm good with it. That's the purpose of the Zoom. Okay. You guys are fantastic. I'm really, really excited. We're going to close a ton of deals with you guys over these next couple months, guys. Anybody who's watching on YouTube, please jump in on what we're about to do. I want to really create a lot of momentum that makes everybody who's involved a bunch of money. We're here to fill the gaps on a lot of things. Like we've been saying this for a long time. There's a lot of fantastic information out there. If you're not capitalizing 100% on the information, the question is why. And a lot of times it's the gaps. It's the little gaps that are keeping you. It's the information where you don't know if you're supposed to go left or right. And because you don't know, you just don't do anything. That's what I want to fill, right? A lot of us are a couple of swings away from that gold, that diamond, that deal that's right there in front of us. My goal is for the next couple of months between now and the rest of this year, every single day that we're here, we are going to go crazy. I'm going to be live streaming. I want to work with as many people as I possibly can. Everybody that's in here, that's in one of my communities, anybody that wants to watch. I want you guys to end this year. If you guys have a better November and December than your entire year combined, I've done my job on this Zoom. That's what we're pushing for. I promise you guys, you are not going to want to miss this. If you're not on one of my email lists, if you're not subscribed to the channels, definitely turn it on. I promise you, this is not some sort of hype thing. You're not going to want to miss this if you're trying to lock up deals. We are trying to do some really, really cool things, really, really make some waves, transform some people's trajectories in this business, and really just set a standard with this, right? Sales and communication is essential to succeed at what we're doing, and we're focusing on making sure that you guys don't just try to close deals, but that you never lose a deal. Knowing how to talk to these people is how you do that. Things like the conversation that I had before. So really, really excited for everybody that's watching on YouTube. Obviously, y'all that are here in the family, love y'all, appreciate y'all. You guys will have Check Mighty Networks. Y'all will have the link. You can start the virtual office. Dean, you gonna start it tonight after this? Okay, so this party doesn't stop. If you're in one of the communities, either one of them, my main community is gonna be starting a virtual office. So everybody just gonna leave from here and go continue working over there. This is how we get down. Everybody here is really, really hustling. So Jack, you have big muscles. Dean, you're the best, Dean. Everybody else, love y'all, appreciate y'all. Have a fantastic weekend. Next week's gonna be fire. If you're in the community, get in the Zooms, do the virtual office, do deals. Love y'all.